I can't believe fucking Limp Bizkit got that many people on the Rollin' remix. Who was on that bitch? It was like Method Man, DMX. Who I was Rat Man, I think was on that bitch too. Who was on the Rollin' remix? Let me look it up. It was Method Man, Redman, and DMX. And I'm not gonna lie, man. I thought that shit was hard when it first came out, man. Looking back, it was corny as shit.
Yeah,
But
I really wasn't a Limp Bizkit fan.
no,
It,
I,
it was funny because back then people used to. I like all type of music. I like Limp Bizkit. It's just like, man, come on,
yeah.
man. You can't just like you versatile in music.
Yeah, nah, because that Limp Bizkit like kind of just rap for some people, you know, because Fred
Yeah,
Durst was rapping on some songs and he had rappers on songs.
yeah,
So he was like I like rap. I like Eminem and Limp Bizkit. Like, nah, that
yeah,
shit don't count, man.
yeah. Oh, what's funny is our old PD was he obviously wasn't into rap music at all,
hmm
but he knew we was. So he would throw in like some type of Limp Bizkit, Jay-Z or whatever,
Yep.
something like that, where it's like, all right, there you go. Like, you want some rap music? Here's a rap song. Come on,
Here's
man.
that song with Limp Bizkit and Method Man that are all in together now. Here's the instrumental. Play that, yeah. And I mean, to be fair, that instrumental is hard because DJ Premier produced it.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's all he knew, man. He just knew rap features on new metal songs and shit.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I used to hate that shit, man.
Yep, yep, yep. We're alive, by the way. We're me and Figgy over here just reminiscing on our days of our old program director working at Sports Radio 610. Miguel Martinez is on YouTube. He got a beef with you apparently. He got a bone to pick
What
with
did
In the
I
Loop, it sounds like. He says,
oh,
Figgy, why don't y'all take calls on the air?
uh,
Yeah. Let
yeah.
me answer that for you, okay? The reason why most shows don't take calls is because most calls are terrible. Okay. If y'all was a little bit better in formulating your thoughts, radio shows would take more calls.
Yeah,
Okay. Most of y'all are not good on radio, man. That's no offense. Look, it's something that takes practice to do. And most people call in, they have an idea what they want to say, but they get a little nervous and whatever and start repeating themselves and not making the point. But look, if you call into a radio station, you got to have a reason to call. Okay. And you got to make your point quickly and get out. Okay.
yeah. I think too, and to be more technical, be on the technical side because I think you're right. But honestly, looking at our rate, I'm gonna peel back the curtain a little bit. Looking at our ratings, whenever we take calls and heavy calls and stuff like that, a lot of people tune out, and we seen a lot of dip in the ratings when it comes to that. And it's stuff like I don't mind taking calls. Like if it's a good call, like I don't mind getting you on, but like like you said, Rocky, you just got to come strong. Like, hey, I think Landry is crazy because Bryce Young isn't all that good because of blah blah. You kind of got to come with it. Like, come with that fire. You got get right to the point because sometimes people phones be going in and out. They be a lot of and as a listener, sometimes you might be like, I don't feel like hearing this, and you tune out. So if you can add something to the show, like be on it, bring that fire, then we'll take calls. But a lot of the times it be kind of tough. It be kind of tough, and we had meetings about it and all that stuff. And it was best if we kind of dial back on the calls. We still take calls from here and there, but we had to dial back on the calls because a lot of people we get a lot of calls that are not good. We get some good calls, but we get some calls that's not good too, and that affect the show a lot.
It's tough to listen to. Like I think it's just me being a former producer as well. Like I cringe when somebody is just a bad caller and they talk for too long, and it's nasty. Well, Miguel is throwing some fire, by the way. He's still going at y'all. He says people want to argue with Bryce and CJ. I feel like y'all want to control the narrative. Y'all used to be the show of the people. And he also says, I miss the think tank.
Yeah,
Um, So
And
how do you respond, Figgy, as the representative of In the
Miguel,
Loop?
Miguel, you my guy, man, but I got to pull back the curtain a little bit again. The think tank was probably one of the lowest segments of the show. Like people call in and it's all fun and jokes and stuff, but when we look at the ratings, a lot of people tune out during that time, and it's kind of a wasted segment. So even though it's fun, it's fun for us. We kind of get a little break, but it really don't do good as far as ratings. So that's one of the reasons we kind of cut out. But like I said, man, we not trying to steer the control the narrative and all that stuff. And to be fair, it's like some of my favorite calls I like to put on the air is when people disagree. So a lot of the times, Landry might be saying something, and I might get somebody to call in and say, "Man, Landry, I 100% disagree with that." And this is why. Like, if you have a good point, like, we're not trying to, we won't put you on the air because you disagree with us or something like that. But if you have a good point, you sound good, your connection is clear, I will put you on for sure. But a lot of people, they might say, Landry just so stupid. I don't know why he's on the. It's like, why would we put that on? You're not really bringing anything to the show. So, I have to monitor that a lot. And, if, like I said, if you call in, Miguel, if you call in with, a good take or something like that, I will put you on personally. But a lot of times people just, they just kind of want to hear themselves talk. They ramble a lot, and they don't, and it kind of affect the show because now Landry and Lopez is reacting to this bad caller, and they're gonna talk about that for about 5 minutes. And if you sitting there listening, you might be like, man, I don't want to hear this jackass on the radio. Like they putting this caller on here, and he sound like a complete fool. And that could kind of turn somebody off. So that's why, and like I said, like we dial back the callers a lot, and it really helped the show. So, but we do read text messages. So if you text in, they'll read it and all that stuff. But if you got a good call, I'll put you on for sure.
And people, you also have to recognize, like, the show is John, Landry, and Figgy. When you bring callers in, that interrupts the flow of what they got going on, man. They're usually discussing something, they have a take, and they're going back and forth between what they do. And then now they got to introduce somebody else, get his thoughts, and it just ruins the flow in a way, man. There are some good callers out there, but there are also a lot that just, some people think they're funny and they're not. Some motherfuckers think it's fucking comic view when they get on the fucking phone and want to make jokes and shit. It's like, man, sit your ass down, dog.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. I think reading text like this format, by like reading y'all's messages is a lot easier to react to. Like, imagine if we had y'all come on and just say something and leave in the middle of whatever we're talking about. It kind of interrupts the flow, man. But seeing y'all's messages, reacting to what y'all say on here, it's easier to keep a flow going and easier to introduce other people's thoughts without getting a whole new voice in. Which sounds terrible, by the way, on radio, because motherfuckers are calling, they're driving. That's another thing. Y'all calling and y'all don't even care about how the fuck you sound, man. Y'all be driving through traffic with the windows down, with your radio up. You got an echo on the fucking radio.
People be at the drive-through trying to order something.
Right, talking to your wife or something at the doctor's office, like all this. Y'all have no, and I don't mean y'all as in people watching this podcast, but tell me, y'all callers, man, y'all have no regard for how you sound on the radio. It's like you don't even realize you on the radio, and you just call in from whatever situation you in and just want to talk. If you somewhere where you don't sound good, just text, man. You don't have to call in and sound terrible, because trust me, you might not hear it yourself, but y'all sound bad when y'all calling from bad connection, in traffic, windows down, all that shit. Somebody else talking in the background. It's a whole lot going on, and it sounds bad on air, man. So
yeah,
that's
and
one of the reasons.
Then a lot of the times too, some people might be listening on the app, and they might react a little later.
Mm-hmm.
So we might moved on. We talking about NFL free agency, or the NFL draft, and somebody, hey, I want to react to Michael Brantley being out for the, and it's like I can't really put that on. Like, so we sitting there talking about who they gonna draft in the NFL draft, and then Landry go to the phones, and yeah, Michael Brantley. I think he's very important to this team. It's kind of like it's all over the place a little bit.
Exactly. As it goes to interrupting the flow, man. So
yeah, but I will say this: if we're talking about a certain topic, and you got the perfect take for that topic, and it won't interrupt the flow or anything like that, I'll put you on. It just got to make sense. We got to make the show flow, because otherwise, the show might be all over the place. And shoot, honestly, dealing with them too, sometimes the show could get all over the place without calls. Sometimes we got to string them back in a little bit, because they go off on a tangent, and we be sitting there like, how do we start talking about grocery carts?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes the show be all over the place anyway. So yeah, man. But if you got a good call, I will get you on.
Yeah. And what up, Tab, as well? Tab says people are stupid. I wouldn't take calls either. He says Colin Coward doesn't take calls. That's funny, because that reminds me of our good friend Matt Hammond, who I believe Colin Coward was like his personal Jesus Christ, like his idol, man. He looked up to him and formatted the way he did radio. And Matt wouldn't want to take calls either. And I would say, like, whenever I did one of his weekend shows, I'm like, we got callers, man. He's like, well, Colin Coward doesn't take calls. What do you think about taking calls? And like, he would always handle a call bad as well. So I was like, after a while, I just stopped answering. Because I'm like, look, y'all not going to get on. And oh, yeah, the worst show at taking calls. I don't know how the morning show with Sean and Seth goes, but when I did the triple threat with Rich Lord, Ted Johnson, and Sean Pendergast, they were the worst at taking any kind of call, man. Like, they did not take any calls, but they would let us know that the phone was ringing.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Christina handling some business over there with
it could have you could have text me.
Look, she wanted to make herself known and let her know that she got you.
Let her know that we're together.
Had to tune in to make sure you got the thing for her, man.
Yeah.
Miguel says, I actually drank a beer with Matt Hammond. He was a cool dude. Matt Hammond is cool, man. Like, I fuck with him. He's a really interesting guy. I'll say that much. But his radio was just, it could be very frustrating working with him at times. But yeah, he's a cool guy in person, man. I enjoyed hanging with him at times, and yeah, he's a cool dude. I hope he's doing well. I haven't talked to him in years, but I hope he's doing well.
It's funny because now you got a lot of people doing streaming and YouTube stuff like that. He was doing streaming for a long time.
It was
Hammond show.
Yeah,
at the same time every day, and it was funny because it looked just like Colin Cowherd, man. It was like the same setup. So that was cool. He just totally gave that up, man. I think he focused on his real job, and
yeah, let the world beat him, man. He let go of his dream. Damn shame. But hey, sometimes reality comes, man. You got bills to pay. You got a girl who wants to start a family.
He making a lot more money than he would have been making in other sports. So
yeah,
he's in a good space.
Yeah. Well, good for him. Good for him. I hope he's doing well. I haven't talked to him in a long time, but I'm sure he's okay. I think he's in Austin now too. So good for him. Anyway, oh yeah, this is Gems and Juice, by the way. It's not just the Sports Radio 610 memories. We are a podcast that talks about hip hop and other miscellaneous things in the culture. I'm Ryan Rockett. He's Figgy Fig. Figgy over there in Cleveland late last evening. He's over there, man. He's what are you doing, man?
Oh yeah, I'm out here visiting family, man. Me and the wife, he caught a flight. So late last evening, Cleveland. But yeah, man, spend some time with the family, Easter and all that stuff. So yeah, man, right now I'm actually at Odyssey, Cleveland. So this is where I first started, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I went to
Came back all bossed up. Didn't you flex on them, didn't you?
I
Like,
actually
hey,
came in.
y'all ain't made me full time over there. Now look where I am. Motherfuckers. In a bigger market too, bitches.
Yeah, but I walked in and seen some old people I used to work with, and honestly, it was I would say it was a little bit emotional because it's like, dang, like first of all, the place looked totally different,
Mm-hmm.
and so they just showing me around. Everybody was happy to see me, and sometimes I gotta remember sometimes people might not say they see you until when they see you. When they see you, they be like, "Oh yeah, I see everything you doing. You doing this, you doing that. You the producer, you a star." So it was good. It was a good feeling because like I really came from the bottom. Like I was an intern, I was a street teamer, and a lot of people, know the story of me being on the street team. Moved moved to Houston. I was still on the street team. Ended up working my way up into programming part time, and I just worked my way up, and the rest is history. So it was super dope, man. Just going around. I seen a whole bunch of people here. I seen Ken Carmen. So this was kind of right after his show. So it's like, damn, he was one of the first people I talked to when I started interning. When I was, when back in I want to say 2012. So it's just like, dang, man, this is kind of surreal to see, everybody doing their thing. And I'm kind of up there with them too. It's not like I'm just this little kid or street team.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, damn, I'm right here too. I'm in Houston. I got my own show. I'm putting myself in the damn show at this point. Like, like a lot of people say, oh yeah, I'm the producer of this. I'm like, yeah, this is our show. Landry Locker, John Lopez, and Figgy Fig. Like
Yep.
my picture is on the Odyssey app too. So it was cool, man. It was good seeing some old people around here. And yeah, man, it kind of feel good to be back at home.
Yeah,
But
man. You like Will Smith going back to Philly after living in Bel Air.
yeah, now everybody like, man, you just moved to Houston. You
Yep.
ain't coming back.
Yep.
Yeah, somebody asked me if I was coming back, and I was just like, I don't think so.
Come on,
Like,
man.
I would have to make a lot of. It had to be like you had to smack me for turning this money down for me to
Mm-hmm.
come back to Cleveland. So I'm like, I don't know if I could do that. So I just like the city of Houston better, man.
Yeah.
It's more opportunity. The weather nice. I got friends in Houston now, so. But I love it, man.
Well, we love you too, man. We're glad to have you here in the city. So definitely wouldn't be the same without Figgy Fig holding it down, man.
Yeah,
So what up, Pablo? See you on Facebook, man. What's going on, dog?
Yep, I'm in Cleveland late last year.
Dog. Pac was just so unintentionally funny. I caught a plane like the Cleveland late last evening. Some niggas cleaning, some niggas no longer breathing. Like his voice was just fucking funny, man. Something about Tupac, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, Jim the Jukes podcast. We back at it, man. A lot going on, a lot going down in City of H Town that we can break down. Yeah, I'm flowing. I'm played, dog. ESG the Freestyle King. Watch out, man. I'm coming for the crown. So yeah, new releases, man. Not a whole lot going down. Not a whole lot released. I did listen to like half of that Larry June and Alchemist album. And it was cool, man. Like, I guess you got to kind of be in the mood for it, but and there's one song, the single. There's a video cut for it. Alchemist is actually like legit back rapping now. You know, he's rapping on the song as well. I feel like he's gearing up for something, some kind of solo release at some point. So that's cool. Now I think it's been long enough that we can be a little honest about Alchemist at this point, man.
About
Like
rapping or
about
just
his beats, man. Like now I defend the sample loop with no drums. I'm like, it's cool, it has its place, but dog, and some songs I was just falling asleep, man. Like the slow sample from some song you never heard of, and some nigga just rapping over it with no kind of percussion or drums or anything. Like it can be tough sometimes. You really got to be in that zone, man. You got to be just a zone to maybe ride in your car or something. But I don't know, man. But I can't act like Alchemist has not been hit or miss, especially when he does like these full albums.
Yeah.
Like I find myself skipping quite a bit. I got to be honest.
Mhm.
Now I think he still has it. Like he still got the Johnny P's Caddy he did with J. Cole and what was it, Conway? Not Conway. It was Benny the Butcher.
Yeah.
Like he got beats like that. He can still produce, but some of these projects is just it be putting you to sleep, man. It's like some NyQuil type beats, you know. Like I'm like, I don't know, man. So I gotta say that much because I've heard people act like Alchemist now is better than he's ever been, and
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
agree with that.
yeah. I mean, his output has been great. I mean, especially considering the fact that he's been in the game for so long. No other
Yeah.
producer, even DJ Premier, who's like one of the biggest producers of all time, he fell off. You know, so the fact that he's still producing and doing it at a high level is impressive, but there ain't no we gonna make it being
Yeah.
made, being made today by Alchemist,
Yeah.
man. Let's be
Hold me
real.
down, or
Yeah.
I would say some of his best work was probably like a lot of Mobb Deep and Prodigy.
Yeah.
Man, that was some of his
The
best.
Return of the Mac album, I think, is like his best
Classic,
work.
man. That was a classic album,
Yeah.
man. I feel like nobody talk about that album like
Mhm.
that. But yeah, that was some of his best work, man. Like, and I like some of his work now. I think what I like about him is who he's working with. Like,
Yeah.
I like him working with Currency. I like him working with like Earl Sweatshirt and people like that. But I don't think he's like top nine. I don't think he's like LeBron, like somebody that's in his peak right now.
Hmm.
I think he's still okay. But yeah, I kind of agree with you on that.
Yeah. I mean, the narrative of him being better now than he ever was, I can't get down with that, man. But like I still like his beats. I still like the fact that he's producing. I mean, look, somebody got to hold down that old school sample sound, and he's good at it. But yeah, I'm like, let's not act like this is not prime Alchemist we're seeing here, man.
Yeah,
But yeah, I'm still looking forward to his solo album, man. We'll see what he got cooking up if he does drop one. But yeah, so if y'all like Larry June, if y'all like Alchemist Beast, check it out. It's called I forget what it's called already. It was called something. But yeah, look up Larry June in streaming, you'll see it. It was Larry June Alchemist. It was called No The Great Escape. There you go. So yeah. Drunk. What up, Drunk? See Drunk in YouTube say y'all doing 7 p.m. streams now. I wonder why y'all been missing y'all streams.
man,
Man, look.
all over the place, man. Like and it's my fault, man. I got the busy schedule. Right now, I'm in Cleveland, Ohio. So we usually stream on Fridays around what 7?
Yeah, 7, 8, something like that.
Yeah, but I want to say last week we didn't because I had to work. And this week we doing a Thursday because tomorrow we celebrate my wife's birthday. My wife's birthday on
Hey, happy birthday, Christina.
yeah, her birthday on Sunday. And so the family and all that stuff getting together Friday night. So yeah, man, I've been booked and busy, man. Booked and busy.
Look, niggas got money. No, we got lives to live too, man. We try to feed y'all with the content and whatnot, but look, we got to get money as well, man. We ain't open to donation. Y'all niggas ain't donating, okay? We ain't getting no GoFundMe money, okay? We got to grind for ours, man. So sometimes duty calls and we got to make some money. But now glad to have y'all all here, man. We're doing an early Easter stream just for y'all, just for the vibes. So.
Yeah.
Drunk says, I'm glad y'all still doing shows. Y'all got something special here. We appreciate that, man. We really do. We really appreciate that, dog.
Salute.
Yes. Did anything else come out that you listened to by any chance? I know there's some new releases coming out this week. On Friday, I believe Drake got a new single coming out. Ray Shrimmer got an album coming out. There's projects dropping this week. But have you heard anything recently?
I checked out some of the DJ Drama album. He actually have an album out. This ain't a DJ Drama mixtape. This is a DJ
Okay.
Drama album. So it's called I'm Really Like That. So whatever he is, I'm really like that. So he got a lot of features on here, man, as expected, because he's not on here rapping. But Tyler the Creator, Lil Baby, A Boogie, he got a song with Nipsey Hussle, Jeezy, and Blast, which
Okay.
I heard a lot of good things about that one. Lil Wayne, Roddy Rich, Lil Uzi, 42 Doug, Rick Ross, Westside Gun got a song. G Herbo, Wiz, your boy T.I.
Oh no.
He got someone Offset and Moneybag Yo. He got a lot of people on here. So I listened to some of it. It was okay, but it's when I really don't expect much from people like a DJ Drama or DJ Khaled, because they kind of I'm trying to see how to say it. They I guess they're kind of like, I don't want to say radio DJs or hit DJs. It's saying like their formula is get some of the hottest artists out right now, throw them on a song together, and that's kind of what this is.
Yeah.
So you'll probably have some songs on there you like, but it's kind of one of those. I got to be prepared for it a little bit, but yeah, it was okay. It was kind of, I would probably say it's better than a DJ Khaled album, but it was okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that these albums are basically mixtapes by Khaled and Rosenberg and Drama. So you gotta take it for what it is. Just say the songs you like and move on.
Yeah.
Drunk says, I don't know if y'all on y'all topic list, but did y'all see Rich Homie Quan challenge Roddy Rich to verses because Roddy took him off a song? And if so, who would win? Okay, first off, that question is hilarious. I mean, a Roddy Rich and Rich Homie Quan versus, how many views did that shit do, dog? Like, and I was actually just wondering this when you said Roddy Rich. What happened to Roddy Rich, man? At one point, I feel like he was like the hottest dude in rap when the box song came out.
Yeah.
And I haven't really heard from him since then.
Yeah, because I think his first album or project was really good. Then I think he dropped another project, and a lot of people shitted on that project. And I think he kind of been chasing his tail since, because I think he did what a lot of people should not do, a lot of artists should not do. They respond to the critics.
Yes.
So, and then they try to come out with something else to try to please everybody. And that's when you kind of start chasing your tail a little bit. And now you become like a, for lack of a better person to name, but like an Eminem towards the end, where you kind of trying to please everybody. So you see the comments, you see the criticism. So now you try to give them the rap album that people was talking about. And it's like, what you doing at this point? But yeah, I seen this. I seen Rich Homie Quan. I guess they end up squashing it, because I guess Rich Homie Quan was a little offended that he took him off of one of the songs. And I think it was out of Roddy Rich's hands. I think that was probably a label thing. And Rich Homie Quan thought it was him. But I don't know. I kind of look, Rich Homie Quan had a moment, man. I feel like his run kind of ran short, but I thought he was super dope. I don't know what happened to him. I don't know if he just quit rapping or what, but I thought he was gonna be around for a minute. And now you kind of see a lot more Rich Homie Quans out. And I thought it would have been a good little look for them to have a song together, but I don't know. Do Rich Homie Quan got enough music to even do a versus?
Neither of them do, man.
And, yeah, I'm damn sure Roddy Rich don't. But I don't know. I don't think. Yeah, I don't know why people still bringing up verses anyway. But
that's what I was gonna say, man. Because that's like the new mark of just a desperate rapper. Somebody who's begging to do a versus. Now we see Jim Jones won a fucking rematch with Jadakiss. and Kiss agreed to it.
Oh
I'm
my,
like, dog, nobody want to see that shit. Number one, Versus is dead. Okay, can we
yeah,
admit Versus is dead now? When's the
it is.
last time there was a hype one that people actually wanted to see? It's
The
been a minute, man.
last one was the Dipset and Lost
That
verses.
was like the last
One.
great one. There have
Yeah,
been a couple since then, but they all disappointed. That was the only one that was like great to watch
that
recently.
was the one that lived up to the hype.
Yeah, in a different kind of way because everybody thought Dipset would show up and they didn't, but it was still fire. A great hip hop moment. But like, come on, man. Drunk said Figgy just threw verses in the grave with the dirt on top. I mean, we gotta bury the verses, man.
I've been trying to keep it alive a little bit because I know Rocket, you've been saying it was there for a minute. I'm
Yes.
like, no, I think it's some. I think it can still be something there, but it been almost a year now, man. It been almost a year with nothing. So I'm not sure if it's a money thing. I'm not sure some lawsuits going on or what. But it been super quiet. Remember, I think the last time we brung up verses was it was rumors that they was working on I think it was Diddy and Jermaine
Diddy
Dupri,
and yeah, the Jermaine Dupri.
and that since then that went quiet. So I don't know if just I mean Swiss and them sold the company,
Mm-hmm.
so they got their profit, but I don't know if it's just whoever they sold it to trying to figure out how to benefit off of it because I still like they sold it for a lot of money. I still don't know how you benefit off of something like this.
I mean, there's a lot that goes into it now. It was
Yeah,
very easy during the pandemic when it was just two people in the studio. Now you got to rent out a venue. You got to do
you
all
put it
this
out
stuff in
there.
the production side. You got to pay the artist to come and you
Yep.
got to market it and promote it. It's gotten more expensive than it's probably worth at this point.
Yeah.
Now all you got left is like the high profile people who are not going to do it unless they get a huge bag. And I'm sure at
Yeah.
that point the company won't make any profit off of it if you're paying the artist that much.
Yeah.
So, and Drunk, yeah, that's a good point too. Drunk says they put up the paywall and we stopped caring. Yeah, exactly. But I
Yeah.
mean, they got to make money.
Yeah.
So that's where you're
Yeah.
kind of caught because
Yep.
they do need to make money because the production costs have gone way up to do it.
Yep. Yep. So I don't know how they can benefit off of it, man, because like I think it was a good moment for the pandemic. And I think Timberland and Swiss pretty much finessed everybody and they got what they could out of it. That's why I wasn't mad when they sold it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, man, they was doing the shit for free. Like it was a Instagram thing. And they made it to something they got whatever 25, 50 minutes, whatever it was, they got from it. And you know, keep it moving, man. That was an easy 50 mil. So, you know, I'm not mad at them for giving it up. I know a lot of people are saying, oh, you know, you're supposed to keep it black on and all that stuff. You don't know how long this shit gonna last. So get whatever you can out of it. But like I said, I don't know how you make money off of it. On top of the artists, you gotta deal with the egos,
Mm-hmm.
the egos, and some artists probably don't want to be embarrassed and all this other stuff. So I don't know how you do that, man.
Yep. I've got an idea for the Roddy Rich and Rich Homie Quan versus. You make it a three-way. Rich Homie Quan, Roddy Rich, and Fetty Wap. And you call it the niggas who was hot for one summer versus special guest Mims and Jibs. Fucking random people, man. Cause yeah, nobody's gonna want to see that bullshit, man. And yeah, Jim Jones was talking about we got to run it back and do it at Madison Square Garden this time. Like, shut up, dog. It's
Yeah.
over now.
Yeah, like don't like you trying to go back so you can, you know, instead of getting fried in the pan, you want to get you trying to jump out the
Yeah.
frying pan into the oven.
You had y'all had
Yeah,
y'all shot. Y'all talked y'all shit. Y'all was ready for it. Y'all should have been ready for it. You knew it
yeah,
was gonna be a big deal, and you didn't show up.
yeah.
So look, look, low keto. Speaking of Dipset, dog, the Cameron and Mace sports talk show was fucking great, man.
I love it, man.
Like that shit's when I first heard that, I'm like, okay, this shit gonna be stupid as hell. Dog, that shit is legit hilarious, man.
I love it, man. I love it. I'm surprised. I wonder if he gonna like speaking of selling, black owned stuff. I wonder if he eventually gonna sell it to one of these companies, like a Barstool or something, get a bag from them or something. Because I think it's genius, man. Like I think it's hilarious. Him and Mace. I ain't know Mace was gonna be on it full time, but like some of the shit, I'm just like, what the fuck is they talking about? But I was watching it though.
Yep.
It's good.
Drunk was killing me. He said special guest Mano and Young Jock on that versus.
I was about to think of Mano.
Yeah, special guest Gorilla Zoe. Just random ass people, man.
Yeah.
The 2000s had so many one-hit wonders, I feel, dog. Like more, I mean, we got plenty now, but 2000s in general just had a lot of one-hit wonders going around.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I love the Cameron and May show, man. That shit's hilarious. It's the one thing Dipset has done that made me forget about the verses. Like the Cameron's hilarious. Cam and Mace have great chemistry for people who haven't talked in like 20 years.
Yeah.
I think they just recently got back to being cool because they had beef for a long time after whatever happened between them. I think it was after Mace got his deal with Bad Boy. He fell out because whatever misunderstandings. I know Mace talked about it on his Drink Champs episode. And he said that's one of the things he regrets is falling out with Cameron. I think they kind of patched it up right after that. But they had they seem like they've been friends their whole life.
Yeah, and they have been, to be honest. They were always friends up until, the horse and carriage video.
Yep.
Which, I think that was kind of the last straw. But what's crazy is we kind of grew up looking at like Cameron, Jim Jones, Joel Santana, all them.
Mm-hmm.
But it seemed like it's really Cameron and Mace is Killer Cam, Murder Mace that always had chemistry because from my understanding, from the outside looking in, it looked like Cam and Jim ain't that cool like that. Like they kind of like it's not this bad, but it seemed like they kind of got like a Gucci Mane, Waka Flocka type of relationship right now, currently. And I know they always gonna show each other love, but it seemed like Mace and Cam are, like more close than Cam and Jim. And that could be the problem with that versus they did because they were all out of sync. So you could tell they ain't performed together in so long.
Yep.
I think that show is, I love that show, man.
Nah, that's hilarious. Drunk says when you real friends, that's how it be 20 years apart ain't nothing. Yeah, but that's 20 years of beefing as well. That's not just 20 years of just not talking and falling out and of touch. That's 20 years of you don't like this nigga at all and dissed him on records. And I think that's just their Harlem mentality, though, man. I think that's just how they are.
It's just so weird, man, because remember, it was at one point they made up, they were cool. And then remember randomly, I think Mace made a diss song about Cam.
Yep.
Talk about he slept with his cousin and all this other stuff.
Out of nowhere. Yeah, that's when Mace was coming back and just dissing people for no reason.
Yeah, he moved, he got beat up and moved to Orlando or some shit.
Yeah.
And then Cam came back with a diss song. It was just like, what the and then after that, they were cool.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what the fuck? And Mace was like, yeah, I had to spank him a little bit. I'm just like, I do not understand New Yorkers, man.
Yeah, there's that Harlem mentality, man. I don't know what that is. Like they diss each other the worst, like out of bounds disses. And the next day they cool and laughing and yucking it up, man. I'm like,
yeah,
that's some wild shit, dog.
He said he was sleeping with his own cousin. And then Cam responded and said, the only cousin I fucked was yours. I'm like, man, what is going on?
Dog, that was some wild shit. But yeah, that show's funny. But yeah, that's one thing Drunk brings up that point as well. Is he says, I only see it when it goes viral on Twitter. I don't know where to find it. Yeah, they don't promote the show in the clips, man. And that's one thing I've noticed. And actually, I saw like somebody expose this. There's a lot of fake podcasts out, man. There's like clips that go viral, but they're not from anything. Like people just record, like do a podcast and just take clips and put the clips out and don't put the podcast out.
Yeah.
So like there's some fugazi ass, yeah. And it's like people, I saw one girl said some shit like she makes her man nut like 6 or 7 times a day, which is clearly a fucking lie, man.
Yeah.
Biologically impossible after like number 4. Come on,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Like,
You could go 3, maybe 4 times, man.
yeah, and at 3, you fucking, it's just starting
3,
to hurt at that point,
yeah,
man.
3, you done lost some weight.
Yeah, and a day. So
Yeah.
yeah, clearly it was bullshit. But somebody did some research and found out like this podcast wasn't real, and this woman was just promoting her OnlyFans by
Mm.
doing and acting like she was important enough to be on a podcast when this podcast never existed. There was never any show put out with her in it. It was just a some shit for promo, man. So yeah, and that's what I thought this Mason Cameron thing was at first, because I never saw a link to the full episode. All I saw was clips. And I'm
Yeah.
like, where's the full show, man? You got to go to the YouTube, and the YouTube got a weird name because the YouTube is like, come and talk to me, but the show is called It Is What It Is.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's real confusing, man.
Yeah, because he was actually promoting that show on his Instagram for a minute. And I'm like, damn, what's this? It's a sport. He was like showing pictures and all this stuff. He created a Instagram page, and I actually followed it. I'm like, damn, this might be cool. And so he took a long time to put the first episode out. Like, I kind of don't. I like how he doing it. I wish it was a way he could do another episode. I wish he would get like go actual live instead of like recording an episode and putting it out. But yeah, man, I think he got something right there, man. I think that's genius. Ain't no other rappers, like other rappers are doing just regular podcasts.
Yep.
Kind of gossiping a little bit. But he the only one that's like doing some sports stuff.
Yeah. And I know some rappers rather talk about sports. Like I know ESG, we had him on the podcast, and he says he'd rather talk about like sports and shit than talk about gossip and rap and shit. Cause you get to a point where you're talking people you know and your friends and all that. So yeah, I think that's a safer lane for rappers to be in, because honestly, like everybody talks about sports. They don't know these people, so no feelings really get hurt. And I think they'd rather be in that lane. So, but yeah, it's a good show. If you ain't checked out that Cameron and Mace sports talk show, It Is What It Is. Go check it out, man. It's a pretty cool little listen. Miguel puts me on the spot. He says, I haven't heard on record who Rockett wants in number 2. I want the best available quarterback, okay? I don't care who the fuck it is, man, because really, at this point, we don't know shit of how they going to pan out in the league, man. We just don't. I don't know if CJ going to be better. I don't know if Bryce going to be better. I just want the best available quarterback, because I think I just want a quarterback, period, okay?
So you good with one of those two? You don't want no Will Levis at 2?
Look, man. Look, if those are the consensus best quarterbacks available, I want it's a cop out.
Yes, you got to pick one.
Dog, they don't have the number 1 pick. So if I say Bryce and he goes number 1, that means my point is moot. Like they don't control their own destiny. I want the best available quarterback, man, because we don't know who's going to be available at number 2. See that? How can I put my name on it? We don't even know he's going to be there.
Man, I can't wait to get my drops back, man. I'm gonna get my drops back. I want perfect.
I'll put it on Bryce, man. I want Bryce just because everybody says he's better. Okay, I don't fucking know. Like we don't know who's gonna be great in the NFL until we see him play, man. I just know. And look, I'm a U of H graduate, but I don't want to see no fucking Case Keenum under center in Houston, dog. Yeah. Okay, I want to see a dynamic black quarterback. I don't care who it is, man. I don't care if it's CJ. I don't care if it's Bryce. I just want to see somebody doing the damn thing. Drunk says CJ is better physically, but that Ohio State curse is too much for me to ignore. Okay, we bringing up curses now, man. Really, you gonna bring up the Madden curse next? Whoever's on Madden gonna do worse.
I mean, it's a lot of quarterbacks that came from Ohio State. They ain't really pan out, and which I kind of don't really agree with that, man. Because I think a good quarterback is a good quarterback. I don't think it's like, oh, he's a quarterback from Ohio State, so it ain't gonna work. I just think it's just kind of been bad luck, man. But like Joe Burrow was at Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
but he ended up transferring because it was, I think Justin Fields. It was a couple other people there ahead of him. So yeah, I understand why people say that. I kind of disagree with that.
Miguel said Landry influenced you. Man, what does that mean? I haven't even heard what Landry says about this, okay? I haven't heard, I'm not in the car long enough to listen to In the Loop every day.
Miguel,
But
so who do you want, Miguel?
yeah, put your name on it then, mister. I'm going to judge everybody on their take. Who do you want at number 2 and why?
I think he
Okay?
I
And
think
if
he
they,
want I think he wants CJ, man. I think he wants CJ Stroud.
Junk says no Ohio State QB has ever panned out.
That
Richardson, young, black and diamond. Dog, I just want good. Look, like y'all get so caught up in this fucking draft shit, man. It's like until they play in the league, we just don't know who the fuck is gonna pan out. Yeah, you can say it's a cop out, whatever, man. We just don't know. There's a lot of people I thought were gonna be great in the league. We thought Vince Young was gonna tear up the league, man. Remember that shit? Remember everybody wanted Vince Young in Houston? Remember that? I do. And look how he ended up. Okay, he wasn't an awful player. You can blame Jeff Fisher if you want, but he did not pan out in the NFL like that, man. So, like, y'all made me sick with this draft, and like, y'all just let's just let the draft go where it goes, man. Like, I just want a quarterback. I want a top-rated quarterback. As long as we get one, I don't care who it is, man. And if it falls through, we can fire the GM. Finally, how about that? Y'all want him gone anyway. So if it don't work out, your GM's gone and y'all are happy, right?
Yeah.
So either way, it works out for you guys. So
yeah, and for the record, I like Bryce Young number 1, but I also like CJ Stroud. I think they both can be pretty good. So I'm, if it's one of them, I'm fine with it. And drunk man, I don't know if you drunk or what, man. I can't get down with Will Levis, man. I'm sorry. I at number 2, I just don't know about him, man. I seen a bunch of red flags from him. I'm good with CJ Stroud. I'm good with Bryce Young. That's at number 2. If let's say both of them not there too, which is impossible. But if the Houston Texans not really with one or the other, I'm good with getting like a Will Anderson or something. But I think you got to go with CJ Stroud or Bryce Young. I'm good with either one of those.
Yep. Junk says Vince Young did tear up the league for 3 seconds. Yeah, when he played the Texans. But any other team, man, I don't know. Miguel says, "Are you okay with Will Anderson?" Then the dude from Tennessee. Ashman says, "I don't want Will in the 4th round." Y'all, Texan Twitter done fucking invaded. Y'all, this I can't wait. Look, low key, I can't wait for the draft to be over, man. The analysis and the arguing and bickering is killing me. Okay, let's argue after the picks are made because we have no control over it. All right, the GM is going to decide, and we just going to have to live with it. All right. So I can't wait for this draft to fucking be over. So how many days now? We inching closer and closer.
3 weeks to this day. Yep.
Yes. I can't wait to just.
You gonna go to the draft party?
When is it? Where is it?
It's at Miller Outdoor Stadium or Miller Outdoor Theater. So the same place they had last year. Yep. No, I think it's free to the public. So
yeah, because it's a Miller Outdoor Theater.
Yeah. Some people might think you're trying to charge for it and all that stuff, but
yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm not dropping all the way out for that shit, man. But you gotta let me know how it is, dog. You gotta do the live coverage.
Yeah, but, I actually ain't gonna be able to make that because I got to go to an award show.
Oh shit.
So I don't even think I told you this, but I'm actually so I'm nominated for Producer of the Year with the I think I forgot the name of the award show. I think it's Houston Media Alliance.
Oh shit.
So yeah, I'm one of the finalists. So it's called the Media Alliance Houston Star Awards.
Oh shit.
So it's
you're nominated for producer. You didn't tell me this, man. That's dope. Yeah, give it up for Figgy. Everybody give it up for Figgy, man.
Yeah,
doing the damn thing.
Yeah, so it's me and 2 other people that's nominated, and I hope I win.
Yeah, we rooting for you, dog. If there's a way to vote for it, we definitely would vote for you. I'm guessing it's like a one of those Oscar type things where they just decide who wins.
Yeah, I
But
think I think they having like a lot of media people vote and all that stuff, or company,
okay,
something like that. So yeah, man.
got to be rubbing shoulders, man. Let everybody know Figgy's a man, dog.
I know. Sure, I'm just happy to be nominated. So
You're the grateful Grammy Award nominee. uh Drunk says, you know your team down and out when y'all having draft parties respectfully. Yeah.
yeah.
Look,
Oh,
man.
I know all about them draft parties coming from Cleveland.
Yep.
Yeah, we used to have a party every like next year. Like, all right, next year we're gonna have the draft party. Like, we already had it down pat. Now, man, I don't think they had a draft party in a couple years now. So
Yeah. Yeah. When you have a draft party, that's how you know. Like, look, you just getting hype over seeing a motherfucker say somebody's name.
yeah,
That's like what? How many? How like it's wild. But no, I'm down for it. Look, any excuse to drink and chill your friends is cool. So whatever. Have a draft party. Get your friends over and either be mad because they got Bryce or CJ or whoever you thought they should have not gotten, and whatever. But sports brings people together like that.
yeah,
Miguel giving you props, man. Says you the best at what you do. You came a long way since Starbucks.
yeah,
Come on, man. Figgy Drunk said Figgy dropped the link. I don't think, like you said, I don't think it's a thing you can vote. But
yeah. I think it's more like me. Like, I don't even know anything about it. I think it's more behind the scenes media people that's kind of giving I think it's a certain amount of votes. I had to write like a little essay for it and everything. I'm like, okay, like I better win if I'm writing this going.
right. So it gave me some homework to do as well. Why do you
Yeah,
think you should win this award? Like,
yeah.
bitch.
What makes you a team leader? So I had to do a lot of that stuff, but
McClain gonna pull them strings. You got a good point, Miguel. McClain should pull them strings for you, man, because you deserve it. But yeah, that's like my least favorite part of like a fucking interview or like a job thing. Like you got to hype yourself up. Why do you
yeah,
think you're the best person for this and that and this and that? And it's like,
I'm just
look,
dedicated to my job.
right? Like,
I love to get there early, and I just want my teammates to be good.
yeah.
Like, motherfucker, I
I
just need.
hated that part of my fucking college application as well. Because
Mm,
you had to like write an essay on why you should be admitted to this fucking school. And what have you accomplished at 18, man?
yeah,
It
straight
ain't
up.
like I'm fucking
Yeah,
you gotta list your like what you done to make you eligible to be in this college.
I
I'm
mean,
like,
I
motherfucker, just put
graduated.
me in. I'm black, okay? I'm a minority. Put me in the fucking gotta write an essay to go to UT Austin, man. Get me the fuck in there, dog. My
Yeah.
grades are good enough. All right. How about that? Shit, I gotta prove I'm a fucking good Samaritan too. I'm 18. I've been drinking and fucking doing crazy shit like every other 18-year-old. I gotta lie and act like I'm feeding the poor. Whatever. But Miguel said in the loop getting wacky as hell when Figgy on. Dog, you low key just want to shit on in the loop today. I feel, man. You shitting on Land, you shitting on in the
Yeah,
loop.
you
You
are not.
came in hot saying that it's not to show the people no more, man. Miguel, what's really on your mind, dog?
You are
Let us
not.
know.
You are not a fan of Landry Locker. I can tell,
I
man.
can tell he said something that pissed you off, man. Look, Landry is a troll in a way. He's just a born hater. I understand because I'm a hater as well. You just gotta let it go, man. Landry be saying crazy shit. You just gotta let it go, dog. Because that's just how he is, man. Don't let Landry get under your skin because you came in this chat hot, man. You came in talking about in the loop and shitting on in the loop. Look, we Gems and Juice podcast, okay? I
I
understand your pain.
Yeah, I might have to listen to the show. I didn't get a chance to listen today because I was a little busy, but I'm gonna have to check this show out because you kind of came in like, man, y'all need to start taking calls. Y'all trying to push the narrative. I'm like,
He's mad. I knew it. You're mad at Landry. You said you love John and Figgy. See, I got beef with
yeah,
John, but
it,
Landry cool with me.
it's funny because a lot of people always say, man, I can't stand Landry, but I love John and Figgy.
Mm.
And then you have some other people, man, I love Landry and Figgy, but I can't stand John.
You're
All,
like you're the natural good cop. And
yeah,
either they're both either good or bad cop, depending on your point of view. But you're
Yeah,
like always gonna be the good cop, man. So
yeah. Like once in a while, I get somebody tell me I'm stupid or something, but for the most part, I try to blot that out.
yeah, you got to, man. You got to. So yeah, what are we talking about? Y'all done got us off track with this fucking
That's
draft
why we
shit.
don't take calls.
See this? Yeah, this is why we don't take calls, man. Cause y'all getting us off track. We talking about the drafts. I saw Figgy's niece came in. She probably left already because we were talking about sports for like an hour already.
I
She
know.
said something. But look, man, I just can't wait for the draft to be over. I can't wait for training camp to start. I can't wait for us to get off this goofy hypothetical bullshit. I don't care about your mock drafts, man. Okay, let's just draft the motherfuckers and let the dice roll where they may, or lie where they may, or whatever that saying
Yeah,
is.
the mock drafts are pretty much trolling too at some
Yeah.
because I just seen some wild stuff. It's like, come on, man, that ain't about to happen.
Tab says can't stand Landy, love Figgy and J Lo. Man, look, I'm gonna say this much, man. Behind the scenes, Landry's a good dude, dog. You might not like what he says on radio, but he's a solid guy. And yeah, that's all I can say about him, man.
Yeah,
He can be annoying with his contrarian takes, but behind the scenes, he is a good dude, man. He's not an asshole like he might think he is.
I tell people all the time, everybody that met Landry Locker loved Landry Locker. Like everybody, whoever met him in person, like it got to the point where some people were like, man, I couldn't stand you at first, but you're pretty cool. And then a lot of people don't realize how tall and big Landry Locker is.
Yeah.
So they see like, damn, he 6'5" or whatever he is. Like, damn, I didn't know he was that tall.
Yeah, suddenly you don't want to talk shit no more, man.
Yeah. It's funny because like on the text line, people be talking. Man, I wish I could just show y'all what the text line be looking like because people be on there talking crazy. They be talking about trying to meet up and I beat your ass and all it. I'm like, dog, we sitting there talking about sports and you sitting here wanting to fight. Like you are being disrespectful because I said I like Bryce Young over CJ Stroud or whatever the case may be. So I don't know. People get crazy over sports.
No, they do. Ashman said John be capping sometimes, but he my dog. Yeah, if you say so. I still got beef with him over that draft shit, but that's a long time ago.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, the people who didn't know, like John Lope, like so. We had a Sports Radio 610 draft one time, and it was something our PD came up with, where basically a listener would draft a show for the morning, afternoon, or midday and afternoon shows.
Yep. And that's how we got hit to Tab.
Exactly. And Tab called in. He voted me the number one overall pick. At the time, I was a producer for the Gallant at Night show. I wasn't even full-time producer at that point. I never actually got full-time, technically. But so Tab being a stand-up dude that he is, and we already had the podcast going and all that stuff, and he voted me in number one, and John Lopez got in his feelings about that. And he was very upset about it. And he was slandering my name for no reason. I thought it was goofy. So yeah. But yeah, besides that, everybody's cool behind the scenes for the most part. So it is what it is, man. But just remember, like, look, everybody don't take sports shit too seriously, man. Like, just remember what it's entertainment, okay? I've seen some people get way too upset about goofy shit, especially recently, man. Like, y'all, if somebody says something you think is stupid, just say it's stupid. You ain't gotta fucking text in saying I'm gonna beat your ass, do some threatened violence or some shit like that, man. There's no need to get that far into it, man.
Yeah.
It's somebody's opinion on something that really don't matter at all if you think about it. So just let it go, man.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, appreciate you for that, Tab. That was a fun show we did. It was me, Landry, it was Brian at the time as well, the producer, and somebody else.
Jeremy Branham.
Yeah, Jeremy Branham as well. So yeah, we had a good time, man. It was fun. Yeah. Drunk says the only sports radio show I ever called into was when Mario Williams got drafted over Reggie Bush. That was a long time ago. You said, I told my mama I need your phone and it's serious.
It's gonna be the people that's doing that.
Yes.
3 weeks.
Yes. Oh, definitely, man. Definitely. Yeah. So, so yeah, man. Appreciate everybody who listens, but yeah, that we got into why we don't take. Oh, drunk, you missed that part. I think we were talking about why we don't take callers because Miguel was upset that In the Loop don't take calls no more. We had to explain like a lot of calls are bad, man. A lot of them don't deserve to be on air. They interrupt the flow and just are kind of awkward. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's the
And you
reason
know the
why.
worst thing about trying to take calls, like I usually screen the callers. So what that mean is I, answer the phone. I say, hey, what's your name? And what you want to talk about? Like, what's your take? I try to see so I can know
Mm-hmm.
what to fit in and all that stuff. And then get them on the air and they talk about something totally different.
Yep.
I'm just like, what the? So Landry looking at me like, what the? I'm like, I can't control what they say. Like he told me
Mm-hmm.
what he wanted to talk. He told me he wanted to talk about, the offensive line or something. And then he go off into baseball or something. I was just like,
Yep.
what?
And that's
So
part of the awkwardness because they've been on hold for so long that y'all done switched topics and now he got a new opinion.
yep.
It's like, dog, keep
Yeah.
your same point you had before, okay?
Yeah. And then sometimes like I feel bad for the listeners or the callers because sometimes there'll be a right time to get them on. And then when we get them on, it kind of catch them off guard. And then they kind of stumble. And then Landry like, see, you gotta be ready.
Yeah.
Like, man, he was on hold for like 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's tough, man. It's tough.
No, it is, man. It is. So yeah, we
Yeah.
feel y'all pain,
I do think the
but
callers will work better if it was like a one-person show. So like
yeah.
when you listen to
Like
like
what CBS Sports Radio
JR
does.
Sport
Yeah.
Brief, he take a lot of calls. And sometimes that helped the show a little bit. Sometimes it don't.
Yeah.
But it's good when you do that.
And his producer is hilarious though. He has like the nerdiest fucking producer sound like
Did you hear?
he be
Did you
killing it,
hear?
man.
Yeah, did you hear a sec? I think it was a topic they was talking about. I guess his producer said he didn't really care for Teddy Pendergrass.
Yeah.
And he was just like, "What? You don't like this? You don't like that?" And then I think I told you this.
Yeah, you did.
There was another rock star that died, and the producer was like, "Oh yeah, a big star. It was a big guy that passed away." And he told them the person, and he was like, "Who? What?" Like they had no idea what they was talking about, man.
It was David Crosby, by the way. Yeah, I
Yes,
forgot
yeah,
that. It was David Crosby.
yeah.
And JR had no idea who David
He had
Crosby
no
was.
idea who he was, and I was just like, man, that's a prime example of two Americas.
Yep. No, definitely, man. Miguel says, what's y'all real opinion on Larry and Stafford? I don't have no problem with him. I think his calls for the most part are entertaining. He's an example of a good caller. Sometimes he goes on a little too long, but he makes a point and he hangs up. He
Yeah,
don't fucking stumble and repeat himself a whole lot. Personally, I think he's fine. Figgy, do you have
yeah.
any thoughts on Larry and Stafford?
That's my man. So I seen him out and about a few times. That's my dude, man. He sometimes he tried to call me out for some stuff, but he's super cool, man. That's my man. See, look, a lot of people try to shit on him a little bit and all that, but look, he at the end of the day, man, we all want the Houston Texans to win. That's
Mm-hmm.
all we want. Like we can argue back and forth until the cows come home, but we all want the same thing. We all want them to win. If they start winning, then we all will probably be high-fiving each other, drinking beer. So
Niggas will still have issues. You see what's going on with the Astros now, man. They 6 games into the season. Oh, fucking panicking and shit. Like, look, no matter what, it's never gonna be like sunshine and rainbows, man. If the
yeah,
Texans have a winning record, winning the division, this somehow miraculously this year, niggas will still be disappointed if they lose badly in the playoffs or some shit. I'm like, do y'all remember that when you was like 3 and what the fuck ever? So nah, man, y'all gotta chill. But anyway, enough of the radio Q&A. We do appreciate the questions, but we do have other things to talk about. So let's get on with the topics, man. Other things that happen in sports. I guess we'll get to this shit right away because it was like the biggest topic. Like
yeah,
the biggest, I think it's like the most discussed moment in women's sports history
Yeah,
Had to be,
that's
man.
including the WNBA.
Yes. Number one, the ratings for this game were through the roof. We're talking about the NCAA championship match between the LSU and Iowa. It was black against white, man. It was all the classic racial tensions. Yes,
Race,
it was.
race war Twitter.
Yes, it was like Floyd Mayweather versus a Hispanic or Mexican
Manny
fighter. It was like, yes, it was all those things into one, man. Um, it was cultural dynamics at play, all that stuff. And of course, you had Caitlin Clark, who is like the Steph Curry of the women's college basketball right now. And you also got LSU, man, who are very good in their own right. Got Angel Reese, who of course went viral for her taunt, and of course people y'all all know what it was. Caitlin Clark does the Tony Yayo / John Cena "You Can't See Me" thing, and after LSU won, Angel Reese did it right in Caitlin Clark's face. And a lot of conservative, not even just conservative people, like just white folks, period. Y'all got very upset, man. Y'all were calling it classless, tasteless, awful. She did shitty thing. Called her an asshole, called her all kinds of things, man. And the reaction was kind of ridiculous. Of course, it became a viral moment. And of course, a lot of stuff happened, man. We got the First Lady Jill Biden inviting both teams to the White House. She
never
said,
happened before.
Yes, and by the way, it was not like a close game; it was a blowout.
Yes,
17-point deficit. LSU beat Iowa, and she said both teams played so well. She wants to invite both of them.
Oh my goodness!
But you could tell she's just nervous about all them black women up in the White House, man. She's like, "We trying to get reelected." Joe, I don't know about this. We trying to get we need Middle America, Joe. I don't know about having all the LSU women up here. So, yeah, we'll get y'all thoughts on it as well. But Figgy, I want to know what you thought about this, man. What do you think about the whole? Number one, the game itself. If you watched it, I didn't, so I had no thoughts about it. But what are your thoughts about the whole Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese thing and their reaction to it and the taunt itself? What do you think about all that stuff, man?
Yeah, I didn't really watch the game either. I seen a couple clips, and honestly, I was like all throughout the women's basketball the tournament. That girl Caitlin Clark was balling, man. I'm like, what the? She's putting out like 40 points, straight games, 30 points here. She was literally like Steph Curry. So I was impressed by that alone. But yeah, look, man, trash talking is trash talking. I have no problem with trash talking. I might be the wrong person to discuss this with because I think a lot of people should trash. I think the sport would be better with trash talking.
Yeah,
because clearly that had people hyped about it. And Caitlin, she was trash talking, which she should have, man. She was putting up crazy numbers. So, I had no problem with her trash talking. But at the end of it all, man, like she ended up her team lost the game in the biggest game. And I think Angel Reese had every reason to trash talk. Like that's the part I didn't understand, man. Like we can't sit here and judge the trash talking, man. Like it'd be one thing if she just went totally out of bounds, where it's just like you might touching her and poking her face or something like that. That's like I'm not saying that, but if somebody call you a B word and you go back and stick the middle finger up at the person. You can't sit there and say, "Oh, you stuck the middle finger up." Oh no, that's out of bounds. That's so class. Like, no, like we trash talk. We on the court. We trash talking. It's time to trash talk. And like I said, Caitlin, her team lost the game. So like Angel, she won the championship. Their team won the championship. So she had every right to talk trash. I ain't have a problem with it at all. I thought it was good, man. It kind of made me. I kind of wish I watched the game.
Mm-hmm.
And with them coming back next year, I don't think nobody going to the draft or nothing. I think they'll be back.
Yeah.
But I kind of want to tune in again, man. I think everybody else want to tune in. I think it's nothing wrong with trash talking. I'm perfectly fine with it, man. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like everybody party poopers with that, man. Like, look, man, like I said, like I kind of be pissed when people get penalized for trash talking. Like, I mean, when they get carried away when it look like you about to fight, that's that's a little different. But like I don't see nothing wrong with a little trash talking and a little, yeah, I got you. Yeah, I got I see nothing wrong with that, man. So I don't understand why, it was a bit of a double standard.
Yeah, no, it was silly. I missed what Troy said, by the way, on Facebook. He said the NCAA women's version of convict versus Catholics. Yeah, that's how they treated it, man. But yeah, it was a funny racial dynamic going on there with like an all-white starting five versus an all-black team. So, and Miguel says, I think this is the two Americas thing. Yeah, it kind of is, but like, look, when white athletes get cocky like that, unless they take it too far, usually it's looked at as just like, wow, there's competitive drive. You see Tom Brady throwing shit around, and it's like, oh, he's just so driven and competitive. Like, nah, he's being a little crybaby, man. He's throwing a little tantrum for no reason. He's a grown ass man. He should conduct himself better. I don't care how many Super Bowls he won, man. He ain't got to throw shit on the fucking field. So, yeah, man, the people look at things differently, and they got unconscious reasons why they do. But me personally, man, I gotta say, at first I had no problem with it. I was like, because look, people got to realize when you do a taunt, any kind of motion, anything in sports, when you lose, it's gonna get thrown back at you. You know, remember what happened when Johnny Manziel had the money sign? What happened when he went to the NFL? Every time he got sacked and picked, they threw that shit right back in his face.
Mm-hmm.
When the Dikembe Mutombo got blocked, they did the finger wag to him. When Steph Curry get beat, they do the little sleepy thing to him. When Dame get beat in the playoffs, they do the Dame time. Like, it gets thrown back in your face. So part of me kind of thinks maybe she should stop doing that if she doesn't want everybody just. And to be fair to Caitlin Clark, she said she had no problem with it. She said, look, she said, look, it is what it is. And she said nobody should have criticized Angel for what she did.
Yeah.
And which I think is fair. My issue was, man, I think Angel took a little too far, because on the court is one thing and that's fine. But dog, she got on the post game and talk shit too. And then she got on IG Live and talk more shit. And it's like, at some point, you celebrate with your teammates, man. Why are you so worried about Caitlin Clark when you just won the championship? The thing you've been working the hardest for all year long. You want it. You get on, you pull your phone out, and the first thing you say, hey, Caitlin Clark. Like, why are you still doing that shit, man? It gets corny after a while, dog.
Yeah.
And I think the following her around, it was like, I had no problem with it. I just thought it was a little corny.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was just, it seemed a little like that person just on your mind so much that it's almost like Pat Beverly. Pat Beverly is corny the way he be talking about people, like after the fact and all that shit. Dylan Brooks the same way, the way he keeps talking about Draymond Green and all them. After a while, it gets corny, man. And I think she did it. She went into corny territory with trying to shit on Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
It got a little cheesy for me. But I had no problem. I wasn't offended that she did it. I'm like, look, that's sports, man. That's just what happens when you got a little thing you do when you're trying to show out. So it is what it is. How do you feel about people being upset because John Cena is getting all the credit for the "You Can't See Me" and not Tony Yayo?
Look, man, I'm not that upset, man. Like I get it. I think, like, I remember Tony Yayo doing it. So that's what come to mind to me. But let's be real, John Cena is way more popular than fucking
Yeah.
Tony Yayo, man. Tony Yayo is probably the fourth popular person in his three fucking members. So I understand it, but I mean, I'm glad the video out there of John Cena talking about where he got it.
Mhm.
I'm glad that's out there, but let's be real, man. It's a lot of wrestling fans out there that are probably not hip hop fans, and
Yeah.
they see John Cena do it first.
But people are starting to get corny with it because I saw Jalen Rose put out a video and he said some shit like, "If you think John Cena invented the 'You Can't See Me,' then you just don't know anything about our culture." And it's like, it ain't like Tony Yayo was like a huge rapper, man.
Yeah,
He was very local. Let's be real.
he did it for that one video.
Yes.
He probably did it for maybe two videos.
Yeah, it's not like the culture was doing this shit, man. It's not
Yeah,
like every black person on the block was doing the "You Can't See Me" shit, dog. I was there, okay? I remember this shit being that big. Yeah,
yeah,
John Cena. Look, it's John Cena's thing now, man. Because that's he was wrestling for 20 years doing that shit. Tony
yeah,
Yayo got out of rap at like after that 1 year he had, basically.
yeah.
So look, man, yeah, people were just getting a little too whiny about it. Give Tony Ayo his credit. Look, it is what it
Yeah.
is, man.
Yeah. Now, another thing about Angel Reese, I gotta criticize her a little bit, man. I feel like to me, it seemed like after this game, you mentioned the post game stuff and the Instagram live stuff. She was on Twitter a lot, man.
Yeah.
Tweeting a lot of stuff. She's still talking. It kind of remind me a little bit Sha'Carri Richardson.
Yes, it does. I was gonna say that too.
Yeah, so like
But
look,
at least she won.
yeah, she won, and I'm happy for her and all that stuff. I think she's being fairly unfairly criticized for the smack talk or whatever. But the stuff on Twitter, and she made a comment about we ain't going to the White House, we rather go to the Obamas and all that stuff. I'm just like, it's kind of looking like Sha'Carri Richardson a little bit, man. Where she talking way too much, and I know she won, and she
Yeah.
had a damn good tournament. So, I'm sure she gonna end up in the WNBA and be a star. But it's kind of like, all right, like just
Yeah.
tone down the talking.
I didn't like her speaking for the whole team, saying we not going. Like, wait, did you take a poll? Nobody wants to go to the White House just because you don't want to go.
Yeah,
Like, I didn't know she was the de facto fucking leader of the team who just speaks for everybody.
yeah.
But
That's the part it kind of turned me off a little bit.
yeah,
But
it's getting into clout chasey territory, man. Let's be real. It's
yeah,
starting to look like clout chasing at this point.
yeah. And see, that's why I think a lot of people need to be careful when they, when a situation like this happen, you really got to be careful of who you support.
Mm-hmm.
Because it could go really left where,
Yeah.
you just got the Twitter fingers and she just shooting herself in the foot a lot. And it's just like, damn, we sat here and defended this girl.
Mm-hmm.
And this girl is full of crap. I mean, she be saying all type of crazy stuff. So, I think you gotta be careful because you don't know who people are. You can sympathize for them, but like all the Twitter stuff, man, I think it's better if she would have, like, people talk about classless and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think what she did on the court was fine, but just like making the girl Caitlin Clark out as this bad person, I just don't like that, man.
I
Like,
don't like you disrespect. I don't take disrespect. Dog, it was starting to sound like a fucking Real Housewives of Atlanta type argument at some point, man. I
yeah,
don't tolerate disrespect. I don't like you disrespecting my teammates. I don't like disrespect. Like, it's a fucking basketball game, man.
like stuff was on the court, like unless Caitlin was going to the locker room talking shit and
Mhm.
that some stuff we don't know about. Like, come on, leave that stuff on the court, man. Like when you in the post game, talk about how great she was, and big that girl up, man. Because at the end of the day, y'all right now y'all carrying the whole damn sport
Yeah.
for the women. So, honestly, for the men too, because I don't think nobody's talking about a game like this in
Mhm.
basketball overall. So, yeah, man, bit that girl up, to make people want to watch college, women's college basketball again next year. Don't be sitting
Yep.
there talking about, disrespect and, all this other stuff, man. Like,
Because I don't think she even realized like how much she helped Caitlin Clark here. Because if she
yeah,
never did that in the first place, or just did to the crowd or whatever, the narrative might be, well, damn, maybe we overrated Caitlin Clark a little bit. Maybe she really wasn't all that good. She kind of shit the bed in the biggest game of the year. So maybe that'll be the narrative. But now it's like, oh, poor Caitlin getting made
yeah,
fun of. Oh, poor girl. So it's like you help feed into that. I know it's not her fault, and I don't think she deserved the flack, but like you helped victimize her by giving people that ammunition when you could have just been. Look, the biggest diss you can do to somebody is celebrate in their face while they walk into the locker room in defeat.
yeah,
Okay, the hand shit don't mean nothing at that point. Like she's already crushed that her whole season just went up in smoke because she lost the biggest game of the year.
yeah,
Like that's why you see all those pictures of like the one NFL player, like Stephon Diggs or whoever, like just sitting, looking at all the confetti fall and
yeah.
knowing that shit's not for him.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's the worst feeling as an athlete, I'm sure, that you could feel. And the all the distance, all the subliminal, all the extra comments, that doesn't do anything. That's not gonna make her feel worse.
Yeah,
Okay. So it was just goofy, man. I thought it was a little corny as after a while.
and then also I felt like that might put way more pressure on her
Yep.
this point because now you got people that I think people was already going to be rooting for Caitlin Clark anyway,
Mm-hmm.
but now you got people rooting against Angel Reese now. So any bad game she had, see, that's
Yep.
what she was doing with Shakari Richardson. So now she in last place. Oh,
Yep. Yep.
so now they just anytime you mess up, that people gonna shine a light on it, and you should want that.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see what happens next year, man. But yeah, it's very interesting dialogue on all with all that bullshit. Other things that happened this week. Donald Trump is indicted. Yeah. Yeah. Now, look, like I've barely kept up with this, but I've heard he's been charged with like 45. Like, well, there have been like 45 felonies mentioned, but I can't even like is anything like
I don't.
crazy? Because every headline I see is just Donald
He,
Trump indicted, Donald
yeah,
Trump arrested, but it's like they never mention exactly what he's being arrested for or what's going on, man. So let me look it up because I don't want to misinform anybody.
yeah,
But what is he actually indicted for? I
yeah,
have to look.
yeah. I'm not quite sure, but I know it. I think it have a lot to do with him spending.
34 counts related to his hush money payment to the adult film star Stormy Daniels.
Yeah,
Okay. So he
because
paid her money to be quiet and she talked anyway. And he's
yeah,
being charged for that. Okay.
I want to say maybe the money. This could be the stretch. Maybe this is a stretch to kind of throw dirt on his name. So maybe it might not be nothing, but I think I'm guessing the money was like not his money, but it was more like using political money or something. Maybe that's where it called because I don't think he could get in trouble to pay a woman hush money. But maybe
Okay. Let me read this on they're saying he falsified business records to pay her. Apparently, he
mm,
paid her $130,000 in hush money, or Michael Cohen paid her that under Trump, and it was during the 2016 campaign. And I guess they're saying that he moved money around, and business records were falsified in order to pay her.
mm.
So, okay. All right. I mean, like,
It's
wasn't he accused of rape too? Like, this seems kind of like,
this
on
kind
the
of
lower end of things he could be charged for. But
I think like I said, I think this might be a Hail Mary. Maybe they trying to throw dirt on his name a little bit because they know he's trying to run.
mhm.
So maybe this is something to kind of throw your whole election off, throw, kind of sway voters somewhere else. But I don't know. This is so weird, man.
It's just like I don't know, man. It's like if he actually goes to prison, all right, but a lot of it just feels like a spectacle for no reason, man. It's like
Yeah.
spectacle for people who hate him, spectacle for people who love him and just want to defend him and think that the world's against Trump. And then I don't know. It's like, can we just be over this dude, man? I like the funny tweets. That's about it. Okay. I thought he was a funny tweeter. That's about it. But I don't want him to run the country anymore. And yeah, I don't know. I had nothing to say about it really. But it's not a political podcast, of course, but I don't know. I just personally don't give a shit, man. Like y'all realize y'all just making him more of a star by this intense coverage, making him trend. Oh my God, we want a mugshot. Oh my God, he's being arrested. Like, I don't know. Is there really a chance he's gonna go to prison for this shit? I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, it's just I don't know. Some of the bullshit I just get tired of seeing, man. It's like y'all finally thought y'all was over Trump, and now it's just every day in the headlines again. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Other things that happened this week, man. Megan Thee Stallion was out at the first game of the year for the Astros. She was at the home opener. She threw the first pitch. She looked really good. You could tell she's been working on her body, man. She looks a lot thinner, but
I want
she's still got a little thickness going on.
I wonder because remember this probably her like first big appearance in a long time because she kind of went under the radar during the whole
Mm-hmm.
Tory Lanez thing. And I wonder if she kind of, I'm not saying she was an alcoholic or anything, but I wonder if she kind of like
Sobered up. Yeah, I
sobered
would
up
think
a little
so.
bit, quit drinking, start working out because she looked like she's in a happier place.
Mm-hmm.
Like even before all of this, she, she was a little thicker, but it seemed like it was kind of like a for lack of a better word, drunk thick, where it's like drinking, like I drink a lot type of thick. But this one looked like she really been taking care of herself. It looked like she been drinking a lot more water.
Yeah.
She been working out more. So she looked like she was in a happy place, man. It kind of made me happy because I know she went through a lot. And she ended up she actually performed that Friday for Fan Fest for the NCAA Final Four.
Yeah.
And she looked good, man. She looked good.
Yeah, she was at the Country Music Awards as well,
Yeah,
which is kind
that
of
was kind of
random.
random. Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely was random. But hey, the machine's at work, man. They're saying, remember Megan Thee Stallion? She's everywhere now again.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if she drops an album in the summer because
Yeah.
it looks like she's ramping up for something.
She dropping
So
something, probably
yeah,
an EP or something. Yeah.
at least some music is coming from her soon, I'm sure,
Yeah.
because it looks like she's out and about, making people remember that she exists. And yeah, so I would expect new music coming soon. But yeah, she looked good out there. I know somebody who went and they were upset with her because she took so long to throw the pitch. And yeah, it was kind of like the pitch was weird. Like she acted like she didn't know what she was supposed to do. And
Yeah.
it kind of just seemed like she wanted to be out there as long as possible.
Yeah. She was facing the outfield.
Yeah.
So I don't know. She thought she's supposed to be throwing it out there. I clearly thought she was just lost and didn't know because she don't know sports.
Dog, you can't tell me she don't know what the pitch was supposed to be.
I think but she was facing the outfield. Like she was like, "What?" I think she ended up
Not
saying,
a
"What am I supposed to do?"
conspiracy. I feel like they told her to get out there and stretch for time. Okay. I think they told her to get out there and make herself seen and stay on camera as long as possible because it's free publicity. Because look, she acted like she didn't know what the fuck was going on. And I know, like, Megan sounds smart. Like, she had there's no way she got out there and had no idea what she was supposed to do. I'm sure they like told her and explained to her what to do when she got out there. And suddenly she got out there and just was lost. Like she didn't know what she was supposed to do. It's
Now,
like,
I mean, she not the biggest sports person because remember she was on First Take.
yeah, and didn't. But that not knowing the head coach of the Rockets is one thing, but they brought her out there to throw the pitch. Like, there's no way they didn't tell her what to do. There's no way they just said, "Hey, get out there, champ." No, they I'm sure they explained to her in detail, like, okay, get out there, pose a little bit, throw the pitch to the catcher, and then just walk off the field. But she got out there and was lost. It was just confused. It was like, what do I do?
I'm
It's
kind of
like,
curious.
what?
I'm kind of curious if they actually did tell her exactly. I wonder if they just said, all right, you throwing the first pitch, you're gonna go out to the mound and you're gonna throw the ball to the catcher." So she walked out there and was looking in the outfield. I don't know.
She didn't know the catcher was at home plate.
Man,
Man,
look,
look,
I think she's a smart girl, but
she's a college graduate. Okay, we
yeah.
got to respect her mind.
Hey, women be dumb when it comes to sports.
Hey, thinking I'll get you canceled, man. Watch it, dog.
Some women
But
who
you're
are
right, but still.
some women who are not familiar with sports be like dead done with sports.
Mm-hmm.
Like I ain't gonna, because there's a lot of women that cover sports, but like me, like I'm not familiar with soccer, but I can kind of tell what's going on. I know what a goal is. I know what they gotta do to get the points and stuff like that. But some people just like have no clue what it is. So maybe she one of them. But I
don't know, man.
I enjoyed the time she took out there.
Nah, I mean, look, she looked good. I wasn't mad at it, but I just feel like there's no way she had just no idea what to do. I feel like her team got in her ear and said, "Look, stretch for time, act like you lost, you shake a little, make everybody know you out there, get as much camera time as possible, and then throw the pitch." So she did that, but
yeah.
So,
And a friend of the show, B. Scott, got the picture.
yeah, I saw B. Scott, that bastard. He got a fucking up close and personal with Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah, that was an intimate picture too.
It was. He was right there, man.
Yeah, I ain't trying to get him in trouble, none, but that was that was a good picture.
I mean, if he was a real one, he could have dropped a line for a Jim the Juice podcast. Be like, "Hey, man, I know these cool dudes. They've been digging you up the whole trial. They had your back the whole time. Just give them 15 minutes on the podcast."
Yeah.
But nope. So it is what it is. But now, shout out to B. Scott, man. I saw that was a dope picture you got with Megan.
I was a little jealous, man. I don't usually be jealous of people, but I was a little jealous. I'm like, man, that's me.
Yeah, I know, me too, man. I felt the same way.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how his wife felt. I hope she was salty. Other news, Jonathan Majors got into some trouble, man. And it's funny because the last time we talked about him, we were kind of bigging him up. And then like a day later, he was arrested under like charges of like strangulation and assault against this woman he was involved with, apparently. His representation said it is not true. There's conflicting reports going on. His lawyer leaked some text messages where basically she's saying that she didn't want him arrested. She was saying it was her fault because she took his phone. Allegedly, the argument started because she thought he got a text from somebody that he was seeing or whatever. Some kind of jealousy. You know how girls are, man. Okay. Yeah. who texting you at this hour? Who texting you? and niggas don't want to show their phone, of course. Woman gets all crazy. It happens. Apparently this guy somehow got violent, and I don't know what happened. We don't know what happened, but of course, Twitter, who was quick to just jump on anything, Jonathan Majors is now canceled in the Twitter sphere. Okay, I think it's safe to say he is considered canceled unless some undeniable proof comes out, which is video evidence. Niggas don't believe anything unless it's video evidence. Okay, So
Yeah.
unless video evidence comes out clearing his name, he is hereby canceled by Twitter and people in general. Figgy, what are your thoughts? Do you think it's over for Mr. Jonathan Majors, who was just in 2 blockbuster movies this year?
I don't think it's over, but I'm not counting it out yet, man, because look, we still need some stuff answered. He like a lot of people saying, oh, it's clear the woman, dropped the lawsuit or whatever she did. Like, I don't think it's clear, man. Look, he's in bed with Disney. That is a big deal, man. And if the block is hot like that and Disney keep him on, I think that's not a good look for Disney because they're usually pretty tight when it comes to stuff like that. And I just don't know yet, man. I think we got to hear more. We look, man. I hate to be that person, but we got to see the video to see what happened. And usually videos come out real quick. This one been taking a long time to come out. We still have this been about 2 weeks now, and we haven't seen nan video for that. And even you mentioned earlier, the lawyer leaked the text messages, which really didn't do nothing. It seemed like it got So I'm not sure what happened, but I think whatever happened, I think I think it was a huge mistake, man. And he didn't even reach his peak yet. Like he just got hot and this stuff happened. So I don't know if this is gonna be the end of him, but this is very troubling and it could mess up his career. It could, he could mess up the Marvel bag. I don't know what else he got going. I think he's supposed to play Dennis Rodman.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man. I felt like he was going to be a super big star, and this could definitely hurt that.
Yeah. So the text, I looked it up. The text said, and this is allegedly from the woman. She said, "Please let me know you're okay when you get this. They assured me that you won't be charged. They said they had to arrest you as protocol when they saw the injuries on me and they knew we had a fight." Okay, the lawyer put this out, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm so angry that they did. And I'm sorry you're in this position. We'll make sure nothing happens about this. I told them it was my fault for trying to grab your phone. I only just got out the hospital. Just call me when you're out. I love you. They called me again to check on me, and I reiterated how this was not an attack and they do not have my blessings on any charges placed. I read the paper they gave about the strangulation, and I said point blank this did not occur and should be removed immediately. The judge is definitely going to be told about this. She ensured this to me. I know you have the best team and there's nothing to worry about. I just want you to know that I'm doing all I can on my end. I also said to tell the judge to know that the origin of the call was to me collapsing and passing out, and you and your worry as my partner due to our communication prior. Out of care. She promised all will be relayed. So apparently she's late and she passed out. He was checking. I don't know. Whole thing is confusing. I mean, the issue here to me is like, this is confirming they had a fight.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look, no matter how the context is, it's going to look bad that a nigga as big as Jonathan Majors was having a physical fight with a woman, period.
Yeah, because remember at the beginning, the lawyers were saying this was totally false. We clear this up. But if it was a fight, it was a fight.
Mm-hmm.
Like, unless you just talking about arguing, but the whole hospital thing, they seen the bruises and all that stuff, that's a fight. Like, that's a fight. Like, there's no way in hell you should get into it with a woman and she had bruises. Like, that's inexcusable to me. So, I don't know how they're gonna clean it up. Maybe Disney gonna hide it. Maybe maybe they are trying to cover it up because they don't want to, they invested so much into the Marvel universe with this dude that maybe they're trying to clean it up a little bit or try to sweep it under the rug. But I don't know, man. I think it's a little smoke there. I don't think it was just completely, nothing to see here. So I think I think the question is, what the hell Disney gonna do about this?
Troy on Facebook says he's supposed to be the next Thanos type level villain in 5 years, right? Or next 5 years, right? Mickey gonna find a way to protect him. See, I look, I don't. I think they would cut bait if the stove got too hot, because Disney is very strict about like their family friendly image when it comes to shit like this, and they can make certain things go away. But when it comes to domestic violence, especially in this era we're in now, they would rather just recast him at that point. You know, there's been some minor controversies. I know, remember Letitia Wright and that whole anti-vax shit that happened? She was retweeting a bunch of anti-vax conspiracies, and everybody was like, what the fuck is going on? There was some rumors about her not wanting to be on set because she had to get the COVID vaccine and she didn't want to do it. All this stuff happened, but they made that go away. You know, suddenly she just stopped tweeting and everything got cut off. But when it comes to something like criminal charges that involve violence, I don't think Disney is gonna think that's worth even trying to navigate through. I think they'll just say, fuck it, we'll recast them or something. We'll do a Terrence Howard. We already did it for one Negro who was supposed to be a big star. We'll get the next Don Cheadle to be to be Kang Part 2. They're gonna get fucking Michael B. Jordan's already Killmonger. Who else could they get to replace Jonathan Majors right now?
Honestly, they probably get a nobody.
Damson Idris.
Oh God.
Yeah, it could happen, man. Who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Disney would do that if the stove got real hot, because they're not gonna take that tarnish on their brand. So we'll see, man. Like I said, I always wait for information. There's people jumping out the window on both sides. Okay, people swearing he's innocent, people swearing he's guilty. I'm like, look, man, let's wait for some more evidence to come out before rush to judgment. But of course, it's Twitter. Nobody does that. So
I was just saying, the only thing I mentioned about this was, damn, he about to drop the bag. He about to Marvel bag. But yeah, I don't know what and we'll probably never know unless a video come out.
Yeah.
And I know if a video come out that proved that it was, ain't got to be a punch to the face or nothing, but some type of back and forth and force. Disney they gotta let him go at that point, man. The video, man, you can never, excuse yourself after seeing the video. Like, we seen it all the time. We seen it with Ray Rice. Remember, the Baltimore Ravens gonna stick by Ray Rice.
Yeah.
NFL suspended them a little bit for it. Once the video came out, that was it.
Yep.
So like, the video never helped anybody. So maybe his team is trying their best for that video not to ever come out.
Yeah. Because look, it has to be something that proves he's innocent 100%. Because if it even looks like a scuffle happened, oh, he's guilty. Like, if this in any way can be interpreted in a negative way for him, then he's guilty in a court of public opinion. So Troy says, how this Jonathan Majors compared to the Ezra Miller / the Flash drama. Yeah, that was a weird period too. Like, Ezra was going around the country like assaulting people, allegedly kidnapping people, and it was just very strange. But I don't know. It was like,
I think
that whole thing was just strange, man.
Yeah, I think honestly, he should get to a point where they, I guess, cut him out. I don't know if they still gonna keep using him.
Yeah,
because I think they shot the show. Or
the movie has been done for like, I want to say like a couple years now, man.
Yeah, so I don't think they just gonna trash the movie, but I don't know if they decide to bring him. I don't know if they gonna bring him back.
Yeah,
but I think honestly the difference is a lot of people don't even know who Ezra Miller is that much. I think Jonathan Majors is a little more popular I don't want to say popular, but he's more the flavor of the month right now.
Yeah.
Than Ezra Miller, because he was in Creed. he was in a couple other shows. He on magazines with the pink little wrap on. He's all over the place right now. So I think that's the difference. I think that's why a lot of people, because I see a lot of people trying to compare that to this situation too. Like, why ain't nobody talking about this? Or what about this person? He doing this and ain't nobody saying. I think that's the reason why, because who was talking about Ezra Miller all the time?
Yes. Now, here's the thing, man, because I remember, because I try to follow all sides of Twitter, and during the Ezra Miller stuff, Black Twitter was not talking about no fucking Ezra Miller or instant shade. Like, they were not talking about Ezra Miller because nobody knew who the fuck he was, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like I think you have a point about that, about Jonathan Majors being like one of the biggest stars out right now versus Ezra Miller, who people still don't know who the fuck this dude is, honestly.
Yeah.
And the movie got delayed because of his actions in part, and they did clean it up at some point, but I doubt he'll be back as a Flash after this damn movie comes out, man. Like, they're not gonna risk anything with this dude. Plus, he had the I'm gay / non-binary safety net to fall back on as well. So if Jonathan Majors was gay and hit a man, do you really think the outrage would be nearly as
Women would not care.
Yeah. But he's a skinny, frail white dude who's also gay / non-binary. So yeah, I think people, it's the Caitlin Clark thing, man. It's different when it's somebody who looks like him.
It's cool when they do
it. Yep. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see, man. We'll see what happens, man. I don't want to see. I would hope he didn't just foolishly throw his damn career away over this goofy bullshit. But
yeah,
I don't know. We'll see, man. We will see what happens.
Yeah.
Anything else happened this week, man? There had to be something else. Other events or there was something I saw that bothered me. I can't remember what it was though.
Let's see.
I don't know. That might be about it, man. I can't think of anything else. And are you gonna go see the Super Mario movie?
Nah. I'm not really. I ain't gonna lie. It do look cool because I remember watching the old Mario show. Remember where it was like actual people acting?
Yeah. That was way back in the day.
Yeah. I remember watching that. But I don't know. I'm just not into it, man. Like if I had a little nephew or something, I would probably that'd be a reason to go. But I'm just not into it, man.
Yeah, me too. Like part of me is just surprised it took this. Oh, the Bud Light thing. Yeah, Troy brings that up. Yeah, Bud Light got like a trans person as a spokesperson, and conservative Twitter just lost their mind about it.
Oh, really? I ain't seen it.
Yeah, Kid Rock like had an AR and he shot a whole case of Bud Light, and he said, "Fuck Bud Light, fuck Anheuser-Busch." And it's like, all right, man. Here's what I'm kind of confused about. Like, do companies just think that any controversy is good at this point? Because, like, if you're Budweiser and your base audience because of beer drinkers, like, I don't know. Like, did they just want this to happen? Did they want the outrage because they want to be seen as, are they trying to expand their audience by doing? I don't know. It's just confusing because I see things like this and I see what Eminem does and shit like that. It's like it's starting to feel at some point like you're trolling right-wing people just for the headline.
Yeah. I think it's getting to I think that's exactly what it is. Because when you look at it, it's kind of a win-win for them. So let's say, you had some type of product that, or, a product that been around for forever. And you say, you know what, let's get a trans woman to be the spokesperson for this item now. It's like, it's a win-win because now you tapping into the LGBTQ stuff. They gonna support you no matter what now. But then the conservative people are pissed off, and so now they're talking about it. And now you got the LGBTQ versus the conservative people on the timeline. And you look up, you say, why is this trending? Oh, this is why it's trending, because they decided to make the person that's usually a guy or a girl a character on my product now a trans person. It's just like, what? Like, mother, it's just Skittles. Like, like, like it's something you ain't gotta do. It's the same thing, because I think they did that with Arthur. That remember the show Arthur?
Yeah.
I think their teacher was Mr. Ratburn was I guess got married to a guy. And it's kind of like like I'm not the person that's like, well, keep the stuff out of the cartoons. I'm not that person. Like, I don't care that much. But it's like, what was the purpose of that? Like, honestly, what was the purpose of doing that? Because
what's the purpose of like sexualizing anybody in a kid's show, man? Like, these are animals, dog. They're not even people.
Yeah, yes, those shows are not like that. Like, you don't never like you see a mom and dad, sister, brother, friends. Like, you don't never see it was never a situation like, ooh, I want to go on a date with her, or I'm trying to get with this person. You don't really see stuff like that in those type of cartoons. So I was just like, why is they showing them at the wedding and showing him getting married? Like, it just didn't make any sense. But that kind of blew up the timeline a little bit. And it's like, all right, so I guess they got what they wanted. Because I didn't even know Arthur was still coming on at that time. Like, I didn't know they were still making actual new episodes of it. So I guess they got what they wanted, and you had some people, from the LGBTQ that was happy about that. And then you had some, the old people on the porch saying, "Oh, why are they doing this to our cartoons?" And kids don't need to see this. Then you had those people, going back and forth with it. So I think they do that for this very reason.
But see, I wonder if people in those communities, like LGBTQ, if they see through the bullshit like we do when people try to pander towards black people for, like, remember that whole George Floyd thing, and all these companies did goofy little things like they fucking changed their avatar on Twitter to a black thing or something. And we could tell, like, these companies just riding a wave, okay? They're riding a wave of wanting to be seen as the good guys, know. But it's like, what are you doing for the community, really? Are you funding people who are trying to segregate and gentrify neighborhoods and take away voting rights for people? Is Bud Light, involved with Republicans who are trying to revoke trans rights or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Are they looking into things like this? Or are they just like, yay, y'all got a trans, yeah.
Yeah,
like that's why I wonder, like, do y'all realize y'all can be used as well? Because we black people have realized that a long time ago.
Yeah, and I think it got to a point where black people, I think they take it too far a little bit. They feel like everything they do is being used.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, man, maybe this person do have some, some kindness in his heart. Because, like, I'm guilty of that too. Like, every time, honestly, whenever I see like a white person say, "Oh yeah, that's wrong. I support this," I'm like, yeah, they just saying that because I'm right here.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, they probably do really support, black folks and black businesses and stuff like that. So it could be something like that. But yeah, I think we kind of get caught up in the moment where we feel like everybody is against us.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I think that's a good question. I wonder, like, I'm sure there's some out there that's like probably not even part of the LGBTQ, because that's like, to me, I kind of look at that as like the Black Lives Matter movement, where a lot of people say they're part of it, but it's like, what is your real intent?
Yeah.
Like, me personally, I think the phrase Black Lives Matters is a good phrase, especially in that moment. But I don't know anything about the organization. Like, y'all got an office. How do y'all get the office? Like, is that coming out your money? Like, where is this money going? Like, what are y'all like? I don't know anything about that. So I don't want to put myself with a organization that I don't know anything about or what they're about. And then at the end of it all, it's like, oh, this person was scamming the whole time. Or this person used all the money to buy a Lamborghini. And
Mhm.
he was paying his $1 million mansion, with the funds that was donated to him. So like I don't want to associate myself with any of that. So maybe some people that kind of look at the LGBTQ kind of like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that's a good analogy. I think, I think, and Dave Chappelle even talked about this, but everybody hates him now, so nobody took him too seriously. But I think there is like a civil war between like LGBTQ people. I think the gays, lesbians, and the transgender are like just different factions, man. And I don't think you can put them under the same umbrella. And that's one thing I think is kind of discriminatory too. Like everybody got to be under the same umbrella.
Yeah,
If you gay, lesbian, or male or female to male, or non-sexual, or all the bisexual, y'all all got to be under the same uh, uh, identifier of LGBTQ. That's almost like if all of us races were just minorities, the race.
yeah.
Like
We
we
got black, Asians,
yeah,
Hispanic.
you got different communities, you got different people with different goals, and part of me feels like that could be part of the problem, putting everybody in the same umbrella of LGBTQ by saying I support LGBTQ. Like, so yeah, I don't know. It's all kind of silly. It's getting there's a lot of pandering going on. I'll just say that much. There's a lot of pandering going on, I feel, and you got to be you have to make sure people's actions match up with what they're saying, because a lot of times it could just be a marketing gimmick to
Mhm.
get their name more out there. But you look into it and you say, oh, they're funding Ron DeSantis for his campaign.
Yep.
So it could be shit like that going on, man.
Hmm.
Troy says LGBTQ. Yep, different factions. They all want to hog the attention. Reminds me of Asian bros. Koreans don't. Yeah, like Asians all don't fuck with each other, man.
Yeah.
Like Chinese and Japanese don't like each other. Koreans and Vietnamese, like everybody just think Asian is just one race of people who eat the same type of shit and like
Yeah.
the same dog. They got beef with each other, man.
It's funny because it's funny because I was riding in Cleveland and we went past like a little strip mall and there was a place that said I forgot the name of the place, but it said Japanese and Chinese food. I'm like, man, that is like, oh, that's some racist ass shit.
It really is, man.
So Japanese and Chinese, so I could get Japanese and Chinese food at once.
Sushi and egg rolls, man.
Yeah, so it's just like, what? Like that don't even make sense. But it's like they probably look at it as all the same thing. Like it just ain't nothing but fried rice, meat. But I just thought that shit was so hilarious, man. I'm like, what? I've never seen a place where it was like, oh, this is a Chinese and Japanese buffet.
Yeah, right. We got Korean barbecue too. I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Chinese Korean barbecue place.
Yeah, Troy says if a restaurant ever have two Asian ethnicities in it, it ain't either. Probably best going to the mall for that teriyaki bourbon chicken. Yeah, for real.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
bourbon chicken be hidden though sometimes, man.
What's that place? A brew or what's the name?
Sapporo or something like that.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That should be good, man.
I know, man.
Yeah,
Them
they
samples
get
be
there.
getting
You
me.
want fried rice, or white rice? You're like, yeah, like meat. Yes, double meat. You're like, yeah, I do double, triple meat.
Yep.
Yeah, go
I
ahead,
fell
bro.
for the upsell, man.
Yep,
Yep.
man. You had that whole big white container
Mhm.
full of rice and meat.
Yep. It's a good old day, man. I haven't had mall food in fucking
Oh
forever,
yeah, that's
dog.
the name of the place, Sakaro.
Sarku, yeah. Double meat
Sorry.
every time, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, dog. That's been so long ago. Like
Yeah.
it's like we have two lifetimes, pre and post pandemic.
Yeah.
Like, when's the last time you ate mall food, man? When's the last time you was even in a mall like that?
Yeah,
Honestly,
not enough to eat food. Like you,
yeah.
if I go, I rarely go to the mall. I go to the Galleria because
Mm-hmm.
it's close, but I will go in and out. Like I'm not
Yep.
there hanging around, just walking on a date.
Yep.
Like I try to get my ass in or out. Like
We
I
used to really just be posted at the mall, man.
you
Like,
uh,
do kids still post up at the mall like they used to?
man,
Because that's all we used to do back when we was
man,
kids, man.
we used to go to the mall broke. Just
Oh
have
yeah.
we used to have a bus ticket where we
Mm-hmm.
get there and get back. Like we used to be broke. We probably had money for like a food, and that was it. Like we used to just go just to chill. Like what type or go to look for some girls.
Yep.
That's
Parking
that's
lot
a
pimp,
wild time.
man.
Yeah, that was a wild time.
Yeah. Now it's like it seemed like there's I don't know. I think that's part of the social media fear too. Of like all these mall fights and all these airport fights and all this shit. Now you think the mall's a dangerous place. Now you think the airport's a dangerous place.
Yeah,
So, but that's just how shit is, man. But yeah, I
yeah,
wonder if kids still post up at the mall all day like we used to. I doubt it. I mean,
yeah,
if I had a fucking iPhone, I wouldn't be posted up at the mall all day when I was a kid. We had nothing else better to do.
yeah. We had
Like,
none.
hey, let's just go around and window shop.
Yep,
I
nobody had
go to the
phones.
I go to all the nerdy. So I would go to the Japanese import store where they had all the shit I couldn't afford to buy and all the anime that wasn't even out in America yet. And I'd be
Yeah,
like, damn, wish I could afford this, man. Look
yeah.
at the shoes I couldn't afford. Be like, damn. So
Mhm.
yeah, good times at the mall, man.
Great times. Yeah,
Um, anything else happen? I feel like there's some shit we're missing, but it probably wasn't that important.
yeah,
Um, SWV and Escape are beefing with each other after their show aired. What the fuck
yeah.
happened?
What's crazy is like I ain't watched that show, but I seen a lot of people reacted to that show saying they probably shouldn't have did that reality show.
Uh-oh.
'Cause like now it's like I guess certain members accusing other members of stealing money and all this other stuff, and they kind of looking bad. They kind of going out looking bad. So
Yes, what I mean, nobody should do a reality show if you respect yourself.
yeah,
Like,
I
because
couldn't
you're
do it.
always gonna look goofy.
Yeah, the only time I would do a reality show if it was something positive, which probably wouldn't make it because it's probably too damn positive. But if it was like day in the life of Figgy Fig or something, where I'm like exploring the world and do others, kind of like remember how Rob and Big used to be? Like that show was
Yeah.
about nothing, but they
Mm-hmm.
put some cool stuff on there. Like they was just having a good time. Like I would do something like that, but not no drama where I'm like, put me in a room with some other people and watch us fight and argue all fucking day. Like that's not me, man. I couldn't do nothing like that. I feel like you gotta have no integrity to do something like that.
No, I agree, man. Like, look, especially I hate when like people we think are legends do this shit too, because you all like, look, the show was built to make drama about stupid bullshit. So everybody's gonna look bad on them shows, man.
Yeah.
Like everybody. So oh, how do you feel about this? I saw some news about men's plastic surgery is booming. I saw something like a number. I don't know if the number is true, but something like 1.4 million Americans, men in America, are getting plastic surgery and things like BBLs, abs, lipo, all that stuff done. It's a story on the Daily Mail. So believe it if you want, but it
Yeah.
says America's booming secret. Male plastic surgery industry revealed 1.3 million men in America are getting BBLs, lipo, and ab implants that cost up to $4,000 each year in what has been dubbed the quote, daddy do over. More men than ever are getting surgeries like liposuctions, facelifts, and BBLs. Now, I have a question about the BBL. Now, are these men like straight men getting BBLs? I was confused about that part Because I feel like that was
Yeah,
transsexual
I
type.
I think, to be honest, I think they are, man. I think they are because maybe not black men, but I think it is probably some white men who probably want a bigger butt. I guess I don't know. Not saying it's like a Kim K type of butt,
Oh
but
God.
maybe they just want a little something, a little extra back there or something. I don't know. Like
I'm
I don't
seeing
know.
these pictures of Bandman Kevo, who I guess was one of the few people who admitted he got surgery.
Yeah, that's the guy. We actually talked about him before on this.
Yeah.
Who got the the abs,
Yeah.
abs and the arms and all that stuff. So
Dog. This
he,
dude
he,
look ridiculous,
he
man.
do. It's funny because every time like a blog posts him, they be like, "Look at BBL man." Think he always got something. They just call him. And he a lot of the times he talked about his girl BBL, like he got his girl at BBL and all his work done, and he like, yeah, feel her ass, just feel real, all that stuff. That's the dude I was telling you about him. I'm like, man, I think he got a problem. I think you say people be addicted to like surgery and stuff like that. I think he's addicted to surgery and shit, man, because it's getting way out of control for you to, get surgery on abs and all that stuff. That stuff don't make any sense. Like, dog,
Like,
just work out, man.
there's certain things I can understand, like to an extent, like let's say you work out but have trouble getting fat out of one place. If you get lipo, I get that. My issue is like the fake muscles and abs and
Yes.
shit.
Yeah. You
It's
can't
like,
do that.
dog, he got like fake pectoral muscles, man. He looks ridiculous, dog. I'm looking
Yeah.
at some of these pictures, man. It's like, come on, dog. Like it looks like his whole body fake. The fake
Yeah.
abs shit is just come on, man.
That's ridiculous, man. Like, look, man, I understand if you was like if you lost 100 something pounds,
Hmm.
all this extra skin and you getting rid of the skin and all that stuff, that's understandable. But to get fake muscles is ridiculous,
Yeah.
man. Dog, like I've been going to gym for 4 weeks straight, and I'm starting to get a little,
Hmm.
I'm starting to get a little buff now. Like, dog, it's a life. People don't realize, man, it's a lifestyle change, man.
Yeah.
It's not just getting the muscle and you keep doing what you're doing.
But the thing is, man, these rappers don't want to change their lifestyle. They want to still get drunk and smoke weed and do all the shit that's not conducive to being healthy and fit,
Yeah, yeah,
which
niggas,
is really just being lazy.
niggas ain't drinking water or nothing, man.
Yeah. So, but the thing is, man, that the thing that gets me is like when you're a man and goes this far, like you're doing it for yourself
Yeah,
because it's not like women think this shit is sexy,
yeah,
And ask any woman if she'd be cool with a man getting a BBL, a man getting lipo, a man getting fake abs. They
yeah,
tell your ass to just work out. And
yeah,
women will just look, they'll fuck with you if you got fat, man. Okay.
yeah.
If you got a little flab around, they don't give a shit in
Women actually
general.
like women like the dad bods.
Yeah.
They like little chunky men that
Yeah.
yeah. They
So
not
I've seen these sexy female fitness influencers with like dudes who are a little bit chubby.
yeah.
It's like, dog, they don't care about the body like that,
Yeah,
man.
they not looking for men like, oh, he just gotta have abs.
Hmm.
Like, he ain't got no abs, no. Like it's nothing like that. Like
I think
women like more of the character of the guy.
they
So
like they like a personality, money are the things that trump everything, okay? And
yeah,
mainly a lot of the cases the money. So I mean, as long as you got money, look at Rick Ross. Rick Ross seemed like he always got a bad bitch around him, and look at his body.
yeah,
So, like, it's personality, it's money, it's other things you can actually work on to get. But I think men think women think like we do,
yeah,
where we all about the body. We want the sexiest person around us. And it's like I think a lot of women think of dude who's too sexy is like and too fit and cut. They think that's gay.
yeah,
Look at all these male bodybuilders, all these women in the comments calling them gay. Like, it's gay for a man to care about his body that much. It's gay for a man to shave himself. It's gay for a man to, like, they think any man who is that obsessive about his looks is gay.
Yeah.
So,
And also a man that's that built like that, I think women become a little insecure a little bit.
yes, absolutely.
Where it's like, man, he working out all the time. He that strict. I can't be with nobody like that. I think, and I totally get it, man. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but let's be real. Like us guys, we'll get with anybody, but it is a little intimidating when it's a girl it's a girl that you could talk to, and she like a super healthy fitness person, because it's like, damn, like I'm not that healthy like that, and this girl vegan, she work out all the time. She run all the time. It's a little intimidating. Not saying it's going to scare us away, but I do think it could scare women away or even turn them off.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, it's dudes just doing it for yourself. You want to look sexy in the mirror for yourself at that point, or other dudes. I don't know, man, because that's kind of strange. Yeah, man. If you look, just get in the gym, eat healthy, drink water. You ain't gotta do all that, man. You ain't gotta look. Your body just we ain't gonna look like Arnold Schwarzenegger in his prime, man. Look, unless you want to do steroids and cut your life short, it ain't gonna happen, man. So do the best you can with what you got. That's what I've learned to do, and that's all you can do, man. Don't spend $4,000 on the fucking BBL, okay?
Yeah.
Shit ridiculous, man. Imagine telling your girl or your wife, "Hey, girl, I just spent $4,000 on my abs. How do I look?"
Yeah, I just got some
bitch. That's vacation money.
Yeah.
Like, damn.
Yeah.
So,
you could start the business with that.
Right? That's LLC money. We could have stayed low and build. What was that woman gave that woman gave that man property for his
Oh my God.
That woman that gave that man property for his birthday.
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with people, man? It was just paperwork.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh God.
You can't make this shit up, man.
Property for his birthday. Oh God. Anyway, that's killed me. So yeah, I think that might be about it, man. I can't see no more topics on the timeline. So we go ahead and wrap this one. Tab says, I lost 50 pounds just cutting soda and fried foods out of my diet plus no snacking. Yeah, man. Ultimately, it comes down to calories in versus calories out, man. That's the thing I learned the hard way, because I love to eat.
Yeah.
But you just got to watch the calories. You got to stop snacking, drink water, cut out all the sugar and processed foods, man. It's pretty. Everybody knows how to lose weight. That's the thing. Everybody, when you get your body right, people always ask you, like, what's your secret? What'd you do? Like, nigga, you know what to do. You just don't want to do it. And I didn't want to do it. I made myself do it. So make yourself do it, man.
Yeah. You honestly, like, I'm going through that now. Like, you really got to eat right, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not sitting there saying you can't eat anything at all, but you really got to pay attention to the calories and stuff. You got to read the back of labels. And that shit is hard. Like, you know how many times, like, as a recent, like, my wife went to McDonald's, or let's go here, and you want something? I'm like, nope.
Then you gotta watch her eat a fucking snack in front of you.
Yeah,
fries smell all good and shit.
Yeah,
I'm snacking on some celery.
Let me get a water.
You eat some carrot sticks. She eating some delicious McDonald's fries.
Yeah,
drinking a shake. And you're like, fuck, that smell good.
Yeah, it is. Like, I'm not totally against that, but you like when you look at the calories from like a McDonald's meal, that shit is like 2,000 calories.
Yes.
And let's be real, that shit do not fill you up. That
Mm-hmm.
you all right for that moment. And you're gonna get hungry again. Like your calorie intake should be like 1,800 for the whole day. Like if you want to, lose weight and get healthy, like you should not be eating 2,000 worth of calories at one for a meal like that. So it's just like, damn, that shit was tough, man. But
Yeah.
yeah, I know if I go a couple more weeks, then it'd probably be a little normal.
Mm-hmm.
Like like the other day we went and got Popeyes because we had a gift card. Like the shit didn't even hit the same. I ain't even finished my
Yeah.
food, man. Where I'm just like I got full quick. And I was just like, like I don't even want the rest of this. This don't even taste right.
Yeah, and that's one thing that's how you know like food is bad for you because it's like a drug when you like your body can't take like alcohol when you stop drinking alcohol for a long. I can't drink alcohol no more, man. Every time I drink, I get a fucking headache. Every time I drink, I get a headache, and I
Damn.
used to go crazy, man. But I can't drink anything without getting a bad headache. Now I'm like, I don't even drink no more, man. Really.
Damn.
And the same way is like when you eat bad food and you stop for a while, you clean up the diet, then go back and eat a burger. You're like, ugh, it tastes nasty, man. It's like it feels like it shouldn't be in your body.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna act like this shit's not delicious because it is.
Yeah.
But
But
it's
yeah.
tough, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, everybody get your mind right, get your body right. Do
Yeah.
like Figgy Fig over here doing, man.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's about it, man. I think we can go ahead. Are you watching anything lately? Anything you've been catching up on? Are you gonna watch the Barbie movie?
Nah, I ain't gonna watch Barbie. Nah, like I wasn't. I watched the trailer and I was just like, this actually looked like a cool production, but I ain't gonna watch that. I don't know anything about Barbie.
I don't
So
think you need to know anything besides it's a doll.
yeah, but yeah, I don't want to like. I just
Nah, I feel you though.
yeah, like what am I gonna watch it for?
Mm-hmm.
Like I just, like Super Mario's I understand because I played the games and you kind of know the storyline a little bit. Like, what's the storyline for Barbie? Like, she just living in the Barbie world. Like, what's this?
Like I've read some of the plot descriptions. They actually sound kind of interesting, but I mean, I don't give a shit, man. But you could tell, like of course, they had to make something out of nothing. The same way they made the Battleship movie with Rihanna. Like they be taking the most random shit and making movies about it, man. Like
Yeah,
we talk about Gran Turismo, a
yeah,
game with no story. You're gonna make a movie about.
yeah,
They done took a board game like Battleship and put Rihanna in it and
yeah.
said, "This is a
I
serious movie, y'all."
about that.
Like, what you gonna make a movie about Crossfire next? Remember that? Remember that thing?
Make a
Gonna make
Monopoly.
fucking Connect Four the movie.
Yeah, Monopoly.
Monopoly. I'm surprised they have not made a Monopoly
Me
movie.
too. I
That
could.
would be kind of fire, honestly.
Yeah, they could kind of make it like a Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, like a bunch of rich people buying up a whole like.
Kinda,
I don't know how
yeah,
they would do it, but it seemed like it would be kind of fire.
yeah.
A Monopoly.
We need to
They could
write
make
that.
it like a fucking Jumanji or something, where like
Yeah,
they're playing a game, but it like has real life consequences in it.
yeah, yeah. Like it's some type of competition.
Yeah,
You just, you trying to get this property and, you gotta bid on that. You got to bid to, wherever you land, you get to buy. I think they could do something like that. That actually
I
be
think
all right.
so. No, I
Yeah,
think so too, man.
but niggas ain't creative at all. They just want to
Nah,
remake
man.
and remake all this other bullshit.
Dog, I think Shazam, we gonna look back and think and see Shazam 2 like killed comic book movies, man. I think because that movie tanked, it bombed. And now it's like everybody's talking about the end of comic book movies now and how everybody's getting superhero fatigue and all this shit. They got Guardians of the Galaxy 3 coming out soon and all this shit. And it's
Yeah,
like, man, it's might be the end. I don't know.
man.
We'll see.
Yeah, but
But yeah, I don't know. They don't make good movies like Jumanji anymore. Jumanji was a good movie, man.
yeah,
They don't make fucking movies like that no more, man. They don't make good Robin Williams type movies.
yeah.
Let's go ahead and wrap this thing up. Oh yeah, one more thing. Glorilla said she went to jail for 3 years for stealing cereal. Yeah, apparently she tweeted that she went to jail for 3 years for stealing cereal, and then she came back in an interview and said that was a lie. So I want to know what cereal it was if it was true.
Yeah, man, she looked like somebody that steals cereal.
I know, right? That's fucking Cinnamon Toast Crunch in her fucking Gucci bag or whatever, man. But yeah. On that note, we can go ahead and wrap this podcast up, man. Been a good time hanging with y'all on this early Thursday evening. Appreciate everybody who stopped by on our little excursion here. Miguel Martinez, Tab, Pablo, your wife, Christina, Drunk up in the chat. Everybody who came through, Tab, of course, Ashman, Troy, all y'all coming through, showing love on the podcast. We love y'all as well. Appreciate y'all. Hopefully Figgy gets that Producer of the Year award, man. We're gonna have a celebration for that if he does.
Yeah.
Yes. So
April 27th. So April 27th. We'll keep y'all updated.
Yes. We'll have an extravaganza if he wins. So
yeah,
definitely we'll pull out all the stops. So appreciate all y'all. Love y'all. And until next time.
Peace.